what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through December 7th, enjoy whole boneless ribeye for $15.88 per pound, USDA choice boneless chuck roast $6.99 per pound, all natural thick cut bone-in pork chops $2.49 per pound, and holiday boxes are now available. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
Join Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer, for upcoming Parts and Service Expo events. Get 12% off parts the day of your local event. Can't make it? You can still save 10% on parts and 20% off planter parts December 1st through the 12th. It's the best time of the year to stock up on oil and filters. Grab John Deere gifts for under the tree and schedule your service inspections. Don't miss out. These deals only come around once a year at Landmark Implement. Find your nearest expo at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
All ticketing options for the 2026 Love Nebraska season are now available. Single match tickets start as low as $16, even cheaper if you want to bring a group. Don't miss your chance to see professional stars like Jordan Larson and Lexi Rodriguez in action this season. Purchase your preferred ticketing option today by visiting lobbneb.com/tickets.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Hey guys, Nick Stannard here. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday, December 5th for a special edition of Old School from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill. We're raising awareness and funds for the Nebraska Greats Foundation, and we'll have many former Husker greats in attendance to promote as well. That's Old School this Friday at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane, sponsored by Alpha Wealth Advisors.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good afternoon on this Thursday. Jay Foreman. Until you get on the stream, you hear the little chuckle. Nick Sainer, Old School, the New School way, while Austin's handling his business. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese. It has special ingredients and the best butcher shop in Lincoln. 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 85th and Andermatt/Old Cheney, 168th and Maple. Always a lot going on. 3 o'clock hour to 4. We'll dive into some more Matt Rule audio. Obviously, he spoke on John Butler or not John, or just kind of what he wants in the next D coordinator. 4 o'clock, we got my man Kevin Meyer Cork and Bottle coming Thursday. Then at 4:45, we have the Juggernaut. That's his new nickname. The owner, CEO, player from the Himalaya, Big Mike O. He is the Juggernaut coming in at 4:45.
We can't let him know that you call him that.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a Juggernaut. He knows he is too. And I hope he's listening. You're the Juggernaut, Mike. Then 5 o'clock, we got Upside coming in real quick, and then we'll put a bow on it. We'll appreciate your text all week. Keep them coming in. Yes, Cubster. Shout out to Bryce McGowan's. Making his way in the NBA, scoring extraordinaire, but then obviously was able to, add to his game going down to the G League. So, yes, John and Cortland will get to it. Eric is with just the daily Nick Sainer.
Does Eric come after you on the text line daily too?
Every day.
Because see, I'm exposed to Eric about 2 hours a day or so. And it makes me feel a little bit better knowing that he does this to everybody. Well, to most people.
He does it to everybody.
Okay,
Eric
good.
Just brings nothing but heat.
Nothing but negativity.
No, that's all right. It's his way of showing affection.
He shows up every day.
Yeah,
it's like clockwork.
Yeah,
must not be that bad.
Yeah, it's just his way of showing affection. Back when kids were in middle school and they would, go up and pinch the girl or guy that they like. No, that's because they like. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We're just gonna help him express his feelings.
Is that what you did?
No.
Not you.
No, I was
just in the day.
I was locked in.
Football 24/7.
I had big old glasses and stuff. Nobody was looking Jay Foreman's way, and I liked it that way. Was
your hair what it is now? That's not a dig.
Yeah. It was.
I was genuinely asking.
Actually, in high school, I had a high top fade. I'm actually about 6'2.5", 6'3". I was listed at 6'5", small forward.
We did have that conversation with Tony Miller last weekend.
With the kid in play. It was up there.
What is the end goal with it?
What, this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like Tim Duncan here in 2026.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was a plan or if we were just growing it until we just decided not to.
Tim Duncan watched my team this summer.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he played right after. So he was forced to watch. He probably was like, oh, disgusted. So then I'd had to take on his personality.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Kansas City.
I didn't know because I with knowing you might also just pop in one day and it's gone.
I was thinking about going to a Mohawk.
Please don't do that. I'm going to ask you right now. Please do not do that. I'm just looking out for you, in all honesty. The camera finds you often, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're here, whether you're somewhere else, the camera finds you often. And for your sake and for your family's sake, there's no reason for the Mohawk. Now that the little high top wouldn't be too bad.
Okay, I can do that. I'll bring that old box cut.
Okay.
Yeah, the square off. I'm gonna get a little line and a couple lines on the side too.
Please.
Bring old school. Yeah, bring old school. So speaking of old school, it'd be good to we're gonna pop in some Matt Rule. Thoughts on John Butler and what he wants moving forward. I think he told you a lot, and probably if you could listen or read between the lines, I guess, or whatever, he'd probably tell you on his view, what was I won't call it, I guess, the breaking point, or just kind of like kind of like you get stuck and John Butler's good, he's a good coach, and so he'll land on his feet pretty quickly. But you had that audio rule yesterday?
Yeah, we do. And I mean, I'll say that about John Butler. That was the reason that rule said that he made this decision so quickly, is because that
he probably had other options.
He's saying that John Butler will have NFL opportunities to get back into the league and coach. Obviously he spent a decent amount of time at in Buffalo with your Bills, and Houston.
Yeah.
But was there in Buffalo when he left for Nebraska. Let me find the clip here.
Yeah. So you find it.
Yeah, go ahead. Jay.
Yeah. And we'll talk a little bit more about Penn State. Obviously, Kalen DeBoer had to. He denied any interest in that job, and we'll see. We'll allow you guys on the text to get your thoughts together and give us your thoughts on what job you view is the better job, Alabama or Penn State, especially at this point.
So. Here's Matt Rule on what he wants in the next defensive coordinator.
I think for me, I want someone it's not scheme, it's our play style and how hard we play. The reality is the last 2 weeks, we haven't played hard enough. We were not the more physical team, and we had done that a lot of times. And so I want player development. I want physicality. I want effort way more than scheme. And so someone who can bring all that out in us. And, like I'm up there, Phil's meeting with every kid right now. And I think he's relaying that message for this next month. And that will be what we look for moving forward. There's a play style that we want. And I think it was on display early in our tenure here. It has not been on display quite as much. And even though the numbers were good, in this league, in this stadium, you better stop the run the football. And it's easy just to throw it on the players. I don't throw things on the players. There's only one rule working for me, and that's don't tell me the players aren't good enough. Don't ever say that to me. So you can evaluate and say, hey, this guy's got to get stronger. This guy's got to get bigger. Hey, we have a hole here. Let's go get this guy. I have no problem with that. But I want a coordinator who gets 11 guys to play as one. And so we'll kind of look at everything.
Yeah, it was interesting. I didn't hear it. Jason Peter was in yesterday, and he kind of obviously talked about it some. I guess after he talked about it and thinking about it told you a lot that maybe a big sticking point that Butler is probably like, we need better players and to run his scheme. When people talk about scheme, I'm not a big offense or defensive guy scheme. I don't like that because I feel like you don't allow or don't teach players to be free. That's almost like in basketball, when you start out coaching, you do call a lot of plays, and then they graduate or should graduate from learning how to play just by making certain reads and communication. And then obviously you want to have, certain, plays. And that's what if you look at Fred and all that. And so, the two big words that stood out to me or two big, I guess, points was he doesn't want scheme, a guy dependent on scheme. Yeah. And he doesn't. And then it was three. Number one, which is the most important, playing hard, demanding, playing hard, and physicality. Then he talked about the scheme. And then he talked about essentially that kind of goes with it that I need better players. Now, we don't know how the conversation was. There's always, there are three sides of the story, which Coach Rule said or sees Butler, and then what happened. Obviously, it doesn't matter because Coach Rule is the coach, but it lets you know, it kind of gives you a look into how that conversation started and ended. I feel if you should be confident enough as a coach. I feel like this. I feel like when I think about scheme, I think, yes, you do have something that you know very well, that you believe in. You've seen it work. You've made adjustments and all that. But I also feel like once you show up somewhere, if you want to coach at Nebraska and coach with these coaches, which is Coach Rule and all these other coaches, is that you also have to make sure that you have the right personnel and they have the right mindset to run your scheme day one. It maybe has to be something that you morph into it, or you still run your scheme, but you marry it to what they did well prior. And then you kind of mix it and you add to the playbook. Right away, I think about when Bob Diaco came in and he wanted to run a 3-4, and we had nobody on that team that could play outside linebacker or 3-4, and they really weren't even recruited to that position or those type of things that he wanted to run. And he had the right personnel at Notre Dame, but they had recruited and developed to that.
Sure.
And so that's a scheme that really didn't never mix. Or when Bill Callahan came in, eventually it started to get going. But when he first came in, tried to do the West Coast offense, you got 30, 40 years of option players here. That was been way more successful than yours, but we're running it, and it just never got going. It takes a little while. And then another thing is where, he's like, he wants everybody to play as one. And I think that's either a communication thing. It's a demanding thing. But then also, I guess, the motivation thing, the motivation is like cupcakes. It tastes good for a little while, and then it's gone. And so you need more substance to where, the players have enough pride and want to play from something bigger than themselves. That's playing as one. or 11 playing as one. And then obviously the standard of the non-negotiables is like you got to be physical and want to play football the right way, and that can't change. That should never change.
It's interesting. So this was a question to Matt Rule that I also want to get your thoughts on, Jay. It was basically, how much input will the next coordinator have on the rest of the defensive staff?
Sure.
And
yeah, let's hear that.
And Matt Rule answered that question because he, just to give more context, prior to this question, he was basically going on and on about the role that Addison Williams has played on this staff in just a short amount of time, obviously with the main recruitment of Danny Odom, who is Nebraska's highest rated recruit of this class, the 4/5-star defensive back from the state of Florida, who was one that they had to call when they fired John Butler just to kind of steady the ship. And they had to confirm to Danny Odom that Addison Williams was going to be on this staff.
Right.
Because they said Danny wasn't going to come here to Nebraska if there was a chance that Addison Williams would not be here.
Right.
And understandably so with that, because a lot of times it's the position coach, even more so than the coordinator at times. But then he was asked, Matt Rule, that is, about how much say will the next coordinator have in who else fills the staff. Here is what Matt Rule had to say to that question.
On that side of the ball.
Yeah, a lot. Again, Addison. I think Addison is clearly someone who will be here, and I like the defensive staff. But the world we live in now, guys sometimes want to bring some guys with them. Like when Tony came in, he brought a core group of guys, and so we'll certainly have that defensive coordinator, and I think that'll all be part of kind of what we're doing. A lot of times if you want to get a working premier DC, you're going to have to buy him out of a place, and it's hard to buy out probably his whole staff. So it's kind of a little different than it was. There weren't a lot of coaching buyouts 8 years ago. Now there are. So it'll change everything. But yeah, we'll do the best thing that we can moving forward for the staff and players.
Is the money really that much of a factor when you are looking at Nebraska? By the way, when it comes to coaching pools and assistant salaries and things like that, it's almost as if, like, Jay, in my mind, if they want somebody or if they want a staff bad enough, they'll go get them, right? And so I kind of I don't want to say I scoffed at that, because I think that's a little more disrespectful than I intended to be. But for Matt Rule to kind of be up there and say, hey, look, we got to deal with buyouts, with coaches buyouts and coordinator buyouts, and then it's expensive to bring the whole staff. I look at that and I kind of shrug it off, because I go, if that's what's best for the university is to go forward with the football program and bring multiple bodies, and if you have to buy multiple bodies out of their current contract, and that's what it takes to become the best version of Nebraska, then I would hope that you do that.
Yeah, generally they bring a couple guys with them, or at least one. And you just never know. Some guys just feel very confident they can go do what they can do because they feel like they've had enough experience, or they have enough background on the present guys there, right? And sure, I don't think money holds it up. I also think that sometimes, like I remember when Mickey Joseph was coming from LSU, it was probably like stupid language and lawyers just getting lawyer fees, because it should be cut and dry. Okay, how much do we owe? And it's probably, at what time you're going to pay him and all that stuff, and then the offsets and all that. So it's not just streamlined. So you got to deal with it. It does take more time. And then obviously if you can't get, because sometimes maybe a head coach will want to keep one of the coaches that you want to bring. So then now you might have to pay a little bit more, and then you got to weigh, okay, ask the D coordinator, okay, is he worth that much? We feel pretty good about the guy we have, but we want to give you first dibs at it. There's probably some stuff that goes on that nobody knows, and so that's probably what he's referring to. But if there's somebody that they really want, and you got to bring some guys, just like a head coach, you kind of let them do it. And it's just part of you want to find the right guy, and it has to work. I think there's two ways to look at it. Now, if you hire me and I say I got to bring every single one of my or my assistant coaches, all position coaches, and myself, and then I need a senior analyst. So it's just going to be just a Jay Foreman defense. Well, who those crosshairs are on? Me. And I better have instant.
You're responsible for all those guys,
and I better have instant results. So there is some risk in that, but I think if you got a good eye on a couple coaches and what they want to do. You already have a background on them, and sometimes they might want to bring assistant coach, and they feel they got family at certain places they don't want to leave, and they might be waiting to try to get elevated. Sometimes guys don't want to go to another school and have a lateral move. Be a linebacker coach here, the linebacker coach there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, look, you hire the dude. Sounds like it's not it's somebody's going to come from the outside. He's going to be able to bring, a few coaches with him. And so you got to let them come in and do their thing.
Not their secondary coach, though.
Right.
That's what it said. I mean, that's what he basically said.
Yeah.
That was the first name and only name that he listed on there of like, hey, this is the guy that.
Well, I mean, he brought in a 5-star recruit. The DBs have played pretty decent.
He's got another 5-star coming next year.
And, or from Omaha.
From Omaha. Which might be some cross recruiting there.
Yeah.
I know that Matt Rule had talked earlier this week as well, and we have known this about like they love to have their guys cross recruit, and that's something that they take pride in terms of. And what I mean by cross recruit is like EJ Barthel being involved in a DB's recruitment or so on and so forth, and just so that way, in this fluid movement of college athletics, Jay, I mean, if a coach moves on or leaves, then
you do have a rapport.
It's somewhat rapport, and there's a previous relationship with other guys on the staff rather than just being tied at the hip with one.
Yeah, and so Addison's done a good job. The DBs, played, pretty consistently, and so they're ready to, any D coordinator wants to have that, locked down. I think finding a good defensive back coach is not as easy as people think, because you got to be able. Number one, you got to be able to recruit guys that can cover and that want to cover and that want to be physical and all that stuff. And he's been able to come in here and kind of really, get the demand and respect, or demanded and got the respect of the players very quickly. First, second, third team.
Is there a more valuable position coach than the other on any side of the ball? Like, do you sit there and go?
I mean, you always put a lot of emphasis on your D-line coach. I think a lot of right now value on coaches based on recruiting, but then you got to. I think your assistant to the position coach is just as valuable as whoever's the main assistant. Because, you're coaching, so many players. You're trying to develop so many players. You're trying to communicate with so many players. And so, for me, I mean, obviously, the defensive line and offensive line, I think, are the most important. And, you got to have some continuity there. You got to especially offensive line. It does take a little while for those guys to mature and develop. And you got to try to build some cohesiveness, between the first and second units, your top like 8, 9, 10 guys. You want to make sure they're very, very cohesive. Cohesiveness, from those two units with different runners and quarterbacks and all that. And then with D-line, obviously they're your gatekeepers to your second and third level. So, they got the work cut out for them. I think the good thing is that Phil Snow's here to kind of reshape the defense, and he's able to, kind of hand it off when it does, and maybe have a good base for the next coach that comes in if he's not the full-time DC. And then you got to go from there. I think one thing that you can do, though, which is great, guys are going to get paid. It's going to be silly season, right? You just signed, because these high school kids are going to start getting paid in January.
Yeah.
Because you could get contracts, I think, August 1st of your senior year. So a lot of these kids that just signed, they're going to starting to get NIL money and all this other stuff, so forth and so on. But once the football starts, right? Once you're locked in, and I don't know how you can do contracts, but once you're locked in, like we got you locked in and you're signed, and then I guess like whenever the portal is and then school starts. So let's just say into January.
Yeah, portal is the 2nd of January to January 16th.
And then school starts, what, the 23rd?
Probably, somewhere around there.
So January 23rd, then you're mine.
It's on.
So then then if you really want to reshape, I wouldn't say reshape your program, but really, what you're talking about being physical and all that, then that's got to be a way of life that you got to teach people how to be physical. And then the guys that think they're physical, you got to get them trained up so they know they're physical. And that's just got to go throughout the whole organization. And that's just got to be a way of life.
You brought up the portal. Rule was asked yesterday, is it essential to have a coordinator in place on the defensive side by the time the portal opens?
I think it would be helpful. I think it would be helpful, but I don't think it's necessarily necessary. You know, at the end of the day, we want to get the right guy. But yeah, I think it would be helpful, you know, to get somebody that could be here and could plan a vision for people of what to expect kind of moving forward.
Yeah, I don't know. That type of answer though tells me also that we won't see much change to the rest of the defensive staff. How
do you draw that conclusion?
Well, the reason I say that is because things move fast, are going to move fast in those 2 weeks. Like Nebraska is going to be looking to add probably 15 plus players in the portal in those 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It is, you need to have some sort of idea of what a staff on one side of the ball is going to look like.
Yeah.
Especially
for where you go with that.
Especially for someone like Matt Rule, who said it multiple times yesterday, because he was asked, hey, did you have to have phone calls with recruits once you made the move at DC and stuff like that? Did you have to go and basically, give them some sense of comfort of, hey, this is who our staff is going to be and this is what it's going to look like? And he goes, yeah. And he made it very, very clear that he does not want to be in the business of lying to kids or giving them false hope or a false sense of confidence and saying this guy's going to be here. And then he's not. He doesn't want. He said that multiple times yesterday in the extended press conference. And so I hear something like this for him to say, yeah, look, it's we'd like to have a DC in place, but they want to get the right guy. And if that's the case, January 2nd through January 16th is going to, I'm sure when you're in the heat of it, is going to feel like less than a week because things are going to move so fast and you have to organize and set up visits. You got to figure out all of this and you have 2 weeks to kind of do it until there's not a second chance. You don't get a spring window, Jay.
Yeah.
Like you kind of need to have some sort of organization and understanding so that everybody in that building's on the same page.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
Maybe I'm being over dramatic about that.
Well, I'm sure I'd be interested. Okay, so we play most likely at the end of December sometime.
New Year's Eve.
Okay, so yeah, one of those days. So then you're thinking, okay, Phil Snow will be here. So if they play, like, just say December 31st, how long are they down at bowl week? Is it
so he said that if they're more than likely going to play on New Year's Eve. He said they'll fly out on the 26th.
Okay, so the 26th. So then you say now you bump it all the way to the 23rd because of Christmas Eve and Christmas. So the 23rd. Now we're in today's December, what, 4th?
4th.
Okay, so that's 19 days. So I'm just adding up. Okay, so Phil Snow would be here. So you'd probably like to think that you're going to start hearing some names in a week, right?
I think you would hope so.
Right. So just guys that maybe they talk to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 2.5 weeks
because
max.
After the bowl game, okay, that's essentially you got New Year's Day, and then you're still in the college football season. So if anybody you're trying to nab off of a really good defense is probably coaching.
I think you start to have not concern, but you start to have some curiosities about where this thing is heading if you don't hear anything by December 19th, which is a Friday, the Friday before the week of Christmas.
Yeah, maybe not like guaranteed, but
hey, these are kind of the pool of serious candidates.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll get. I'm sure he has guys that he has in mind, but I'm sure he doesn't want to send John Butler out of the front door and have so and so coming in the back door. And I'm sure he's got an interview. They got to probably come here and check out the city, kind of look at the roster. I'm sure he's trying to make it very. I mean, look, Matt's not oblivious in knowing that he's had. Well, 2 coordinators in 3 years, right?
Will be 3 in 3.
Well, 3. Well, going into 4th year.
Yes,
3 coordinators. He knows, that he's going to really try to make I'm assuming he's going to try to make the best hire. So he's probably going to be a little bit more patient. I'm assuming, right? So now you don't want to be so patient. You don't want to end up like Penn State. So we'll see. Anyways, we'll take a quick break, come back. We'll dive into some more audio. We're going to read your text. Appreciate you guys lighting it up, and we'll respond to your text. Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert, Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through December 7th, enjoy whole boneless ribeye for $15.88 per pound. USDA choice boneless chuck roast $6.99 per pound. All natural thick cut bone-in pork chops $2.49 per pound. And holiday boxes are now available. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Mike Smith, founder of The Bay. Join me every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for your weekly Disrupt, where me and local misfits will interrupt your drive time with this week's most interesting stories in sports, entrepreneurship, and culture. So tune in to your weekly Disrupt every Tuesday afternoon on 93.7 The Ticket, where disruption is just a phone call away.
Join Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer, for upcoming Parts and Service Expo events. Get 12% off parts the day of your local event. Can't make it? You can still save 10% on parts and 20% off planter parts December 1st through the 12th. It's the best time of the year to stock up on oil and filters. Grab John Deere gifts for under the tree and schedule your service inspections. Don't miss out. These deals only come around once a year at Landmark Implement. Find your nearest expo at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Schwizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schwizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schwizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at coppellcars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
It's here, the Baumgars gift card blowout. 3 days only, December 5th through the 7th. That's right. For a limited time, when you buy a $30 Baumgars gift card, you pay only $25. Stuff those stockings, check off your gift list, or treat yourself, all while saving big. Hurry into your local Baumgars or shop the deal online. But remember, it's just December 5th through the 7th. When they're gone, they're gone. Baumgars, what you need when you need it. See a store associate for details.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, Jay Foreman, Nick Sainer, Old School, live in effect, 1040 O Street on the, I don't even know if we're in double digits right now.
We are. We're in
Double
like
digits.
low 20s.
Low 20s.
Yeah, we're all right.
You're all right. That's your main response into stressful situations, like when we were on the plane from Chicago. Hey, we're all right. Until you guys
It was like a 30-minute flight.
Until you got scared. Then you're like, should we be like scared? I said, Nick,
We were fine.
By the time you reacted, we were all gone.
We were fine.
Yeah, we
ended up being fine.
We ended up being fine.
It was a little nerve-wracking once the shoes came off.
Yeah,
though. It was a pointless flight. Not pointless. It was a stupid flight on the way back from. I did no cares in the world because we came back from Indiana. It was from Bloomington. We flew from Indianapolis to Chicago. It's like a 35-minute flight.
Yeah,
there was no reason.
Very little
can
longest
happen.
35-minute flight ever.
Not for me. I had my headphones in.
Yeah. You were horrible. Anyways, but Bo Lever texted in a picture of Mr. T.
Somebody did say that you have the starter kit.
Yeah, I got the starter kit.
With that coat?
No, with what I would with the mohawk.
Eric asked if these temps frighten you.
No, they make me cold though, Eric. But reading your text warmed me up, man. No, the DF Nick is not a good travel buddy. He's horrible. Because he's too busy working on upgrades and not taking
you and I
you
continue to want to travel. We continue traveling together.
Yeah, and you're the only one that ends up with upgrades. Oh, just don't worry, I'll run it.
That's not right.
That's what you and AD.
You used your points. Don't forget, I could have gotten you a room at the Renaissance in Boulder.
Yeah, you
I could have.
You could have.
But you decided to say Jay made us check into your hotel first. You made us check into your hotel first.
No, that was Jake said that they had me at the thing.
Oh, and they didn't have me.
Yeah, and they didn't have you.
So I essentially
it's Jake's fault.
Okay.
And then
so all these years you've been coming after me.
But somehow you went in there and you've never been literally on a plane before.
Yes, I had.
And you went over there and got upgraded. Anyways,
she was an Iowa fan.
Anthony in Portland says this. He said Butler talked about explosive, violent defense, and the season never trended in that direction, never found cohesion. Butler is a decent cook, but wasn't necessarily. Butler is a decent cook, but wasn't necessarily a restaurant manager.
Really good, essentially, real good position coach. Maybe not a great coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, you can say. I mean, look, it's his first time. I think he called plays at times at Penn State,
2013,
and he wanted to be a coordinator in the league. And look, calling plays when you have Ty and Nash and all those guys that left, and we had a more cohesive unit, probably a little bit easier, right?
Sure.
Because the things that weren't happening. The physicality and playing hard was they were already doing it, so.
And they also covered up maybe a lot of things just by being football players. That's something you talk about. I mean, you started by talking about the show of like being free, like playing free, like schematics are one thing, but just go play.
Yeah.
At times, I think maybe we didn't recognize it in the moment, but when we saw when guys didn't do that, maybe we now look back at 2024 and say, yeah, you know what? Ty and Nash being the two big ones. Maybe at times they were just ball players.
Yeah, them. You had Jamari Butler, you had James Williams, you had MJ Sherman,
Princewell
early, the first year, and then you had, John Bullock, who was between him and Ty were your defensive MVPs, and then you had Isaac Gifford that really played his role, at times really well, and so they had experience and they had played before, and they were a little bit older now. the youth and the willingness, you trade that off, and when you have a younger defense and you hope for the same type of effort and physicality, and then the youth and willingness to learn and probably play in more structure.
Yeah.
But you got to get the first part right? And you got to kind of like demand that before you can you got to get first and second base done before you go to third.
How crucial is it for Nebraska and defense, since you played on that side of the ball, to have a coach that can light a fire? Or does that come from the players?
Both.
Because the reason I asked that is because I think there were times where I remember, watching Tony White and stuff, and you could see him operate and things like that. And it was pretty obvious that whenever he needed to, he could light a fire under those guys.
Yeah.
And it showed at times.
Don't let the Tony White you see in front of the camera fool you. He would light you up like
and he had done it, and it kind of had peeked through in the press conferences at times. Like he would be on a topic, and you could tell that there was something underneath there that he had been talking about.
Yeah. So
I felt like this is just from a 5,000-foot view, and just as somebody that covers the program, like at times I wondered, and I've said it on air before, of like I wondered about John Butler's ability to do that, because whether Nebraska lost a game 37-10 or won the game 37-10, we would see the same demeanor from John Butler on that Tuesday press conference. And part of that is maybe just being a professional, but the other part is there is curiosity when things aren't going as planned about, I don't want to say lost the locker room, because I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I don't think that's
it was more so of just when you need a fire lit under you or under some guys, was he able to do it?
Yeah, and it's all about how you deliver it, and then also who's receiving it too. And you
Sure.
got to be willing to receive it. And I think that's the catch-22 with these kids, that sometimes you get a lot of these things, and when they're very, very young, you're getting all this stuff. And it's not saying that they shouldn't get it. And we're going to get into something else too. Is like I was reading this guy on Twitter. He must be like a former Nebraska player. I forget his name. I should have I'm not good on it. You like pin it.
Mm-hmm.
And he had some things he was talking about Penn State and Nebraska, how you need to kind of dummy down your expectations. I got a real, bone to pick with that. But, I think sometimes when you get a lot early, right?
Yeah.
Then it's like, ooh, I'm chilling. Or you've gotten a lot for a while and you kind of can navigate a way to kind of make it look like. But also I think, it's a personal choice, but then also you got to have, that ability to communicate and get guys to play hard for you and play in to play with you. You're playing as a coordinator and a coach. I'm out there with you, even though I'm not out there. So you got to, it's a unique process. And I don't, to be honest with you, I don't think an age number matters. Like, I think if you can connect with people, like a Dick Vermeil, he could come and connect with people right now. And he's a older guy. Nick Saban can, right? I mean, you already know that those dudes are going to run through a brick wall for him.
Yeah.
And he'd be an older coach if he was coaching now. So I think it's just all like how invested you are in the players, and you got to, as long as they know it's not personal and you just want them to be the best that they can be, they'll do it for you.
Maybe that's why, and I'm not trying to sit here and say, man, I wish Tony White was still here and things like that. But I think there are, just looking and comparing and contrasting the ways that we saw these coordinators operate, at least in the small doses that we got to see. That was the biggest difference that I noticed, is like there was, and Jay, you could speak to this even more, of more when Tony White was the defensive coordinator, those guys were coached like pretty aggressively, but it was also they understood
the standard.
They understood the standard, but then also it was, just because Jay yells at me or gets pissed at me in practice doesn't mean he doesn't have my back.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't for sure. And I mean, if you think about it, it was the first game against Minnesota. I think it seemed like they played 40 guys.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing you jumped off was the effort and ability to get to the ball, and Tony wanted to make sure that they got from A to C, and they'll eventually get to B. So whoever comes in, and obviously Phil Snow is going to implement that moving forward, and any guy that's on the team, you got to understand, when Coach Rule talked about it at length yesterday, I'm assuming he's going to be watching too.
Mm-hmm.
So you're laying the foundation for 2026 here in the next 3 or 4 weeks of practice. So Anyways, we're up against the clock, Nate.
Yeah.
So we'll take a quick break, come back. We'll talk a little bit about Penn State and Nebraska. Nebraska's in a better place than Penn State, obviously, because we do have a coach. But there was a guy that, he said we should dummy down our expectations and just be happy with being average. Because we were so successful before, you'll never get there before. It was really interesting. If I could find him, and I know my phone is always listening, it'll probably pop back up magically. But we'll be right back. Jay Foreman, Nick Stainer, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320. A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle. Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Join Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer, for upcoming Parts and Service Expo events. Get 12% off parts the day of your local event. Can't make it? You can still save 10% on parts and 20% off planter parts December 1st through the 12th. It's the best time of the year to stock up on oil and filters. Grab John Deere gifts for under the tree and schedule your service inspections. Don't miss out. These deals only come around once a year at Landmark Implement. Find your nearest expo at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
It's here. The Baumgars Gift Card Blowout. 3 days only, December 5th through the 7th. That's right. For a limited time, when you buy a $30 Baumgars gift card, you pay only $25. Stuff those stockings, check off your gift list, or treat yourself, all while saving big. Hurry into your local Baumgars or shop the deal online. But remember, it's just December 5th through the 7th. When they're gone, they're gone. Baumgars, what you need when you need it. See a store associate for details.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay. Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Hey guys, Nick Stainert here. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday, December 5th for a special edition of Old School from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill. We're raising awareness and funds for the Nebraska Greats Foundation, and we'll have many former Husker greats in attendance to promote as well. That's Old School this Friday at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane, sponsored by Alpha Wealth Advisors.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mr. C everything. Nick Stainer, Jay Foreman back here at 10.
I was being kind.
I appreciate it. I just not used to it. But
did you not mean?
I'm just not used to it.
There you go.
It's not used to it. But no,
did you mean to have it on?
No.
Okay.
You got you and Nick number 2.
Yeah.
We call him the better of the two.
That's right.
You guys are comparing your phones. I didn't want to tell you what version mine is.
You used to have like the 8.
I used to have the 6. I have the 8 now.
You have the 8?
I used to have the 6. I have the 8. And that face right
there.
No
way.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I do is because they got the deal on the new ones.
Oh,
they always have deals.
You always on the deals.
I'm like one of those extreme couponers.
That's what I was about to say. You remind me of my grandma and grandpa, man. You cut them out on Sunday. Yeah, you were raised the right way. I knew something. See, your dad and mom are actually good. I know they're good people.
I was gonna say, what's this? You've met them before. They're potentially gonna be into Liquid Assets tomorrow.
Good. Good. We'll share a libation and we'll I'll get off air while you're doing your thing and we'll get some stories. John in Cortland says one more thing. We have to go 8-4, 9-3, 10-2 before championships are won. Many bad decisions. Athletic directors cared a little bit about history here. Kind of leads into what I was saying. There was an article, or not an article. A guy did a tweet where it's like 6 of them, and he compared Nebraska and Penn State, and he compared when he referenced Byron, Frank, and Bo.
Yeah.
So 20-some years ago, and obviously recent is 11 with Bo. And he was blaming it, essentially talking about Penn State getting rid of James Franklin and now don't have a coach at 5 o'clock, Eastern time.
Yeah. And one thing that you and I talked to this morning, Terry Smith, about what they're going to do with him. It was just reported by NFL Network that Terry Smith is getting interest for the head coaching jobs for UConn and Memphis.
Yeah.
So
he'll do great.
Yeah,
UConn's right up there. In UConn,
and go get a head coaching job because Penn State obviously doesn't value you.
Yeah, and UConn is set up by Jim Mora, obviously at Colorado State. You got the winning feeling there, so they obviously are there to support your program. And he's done a lot with little Terry Smith I'm talking about. So, wish him the best. And so really the guy got into it is like, okay, well, when you fire coaches that are winning and then you have the expectations to keep winning, you should actually lower your expectations and be okay with being average. That's essentially what he said. And really what he was saying, I had the same conversation with some of my best friends, and one of them is my best friend that one of my best friends, but I met him in the NFL named Sean Bryson, who went to Tennessee, and some of their fans got after Philip Fulmer. I said, hold on, be careful what you wish for.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the down, downward spiral here. That obviously after Frank and all that, and so he was saying that pretty much a warning shot to Penn State. You are now in Nebraska territory.
Yeah.
And then he was saying, Nebraska fans, can't reference the way things were done 40 years ago. This is the dumbest thing I hear from people. Nobody wants you to recreate the 90s because you can't.
Yeah.
Like both in players, right? Because some of the most iconic players played there. It's not even about that. If you would just look at what was done, it's being done at a lot of other places. That's it. So it doesn't even matter. I guess if you want to be nice, okay, just do whatever Ohio State does then.
Easier said than done.
Right, but it's the same thing. They're doing exactly what we used to do. Every day is 4th and 1.
Okay, I was
every
gonna
day.
say,
Every day is
yep.
4th and 1. It is extremely intense. It's extremely physical. It's extremely demanding.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side of that, you do have a lot of fun. You do have all the relationships. I'm sure they got guys making a ton of money on that. I'm sure they have a lot of fun. But when you step in that building, it is 1,000% football, period. When you step on the field, it is 1,000% football. When you're in the weight room and all that stuff, it's 1,000% football. Sure, when you're competing and I beat you in a 10-yard sprint, we're joking and all, but everything's meant to get better. That's really, if you really want to just take I loved Cliff Notes when I was in college.
I bet you did.
I did.
Well, the people that you knew loved Cliff Notes.
I love Cliff Notes. I love them because they didn't use Cliff Notes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
So I had them cover both ends.
I figured you loved Cliff Notes for them.
I love Cliff Notes. I had a little base, and then when I was able to look over their shoulder,
you can at least somewhat speak the language.
I had my hat and looked over, and I loved them even better. I said, "Man, you did a good job studying for that."
Jay, in all seriousness, if the blueprint is there, why aren't more teams using it?
There's a lot of teams trying. There's a lot of teams that are winning are using it.
So why do they fail?
Because a lot of guys try to do it their own way.
Gotcha.
Or
because ego's a big thing into this.
And there's other things like that are out of the coach's control that hurt them. You don't get financial support,
leadership.
You get kind of turnover. I mean, I guess the closest thing potentially was Bo, and he wasn't getting. I remember. I'll say it now. I remember I was on a connecting flight, and I seen him.
Yeah,
you the head coach in Nebraska. And then talked to him about it. He's like, yeah, I'm trying to get down to Louisiana. And I'm like, bro, you ain't making it because I'm stuck in Chicago.
Yeah.
I know my layover is delayed, and so is yours.
It's just crazy because, not to say it's easy, but it feels like the blueprint, at least the outline of the blueprint to get started is there, right? It's to get started. And it feels like it really starts or ends with a couple of things. And correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe not in this specific order, but it's put together a good staff, as good a staff as possible, right?
Yeah.
And
that's the most important thing.
Whether that is, everybody loves to talk about hiring buddies, hiring friends. I love John Summerall's quote earlier this week about talking about how he's lost friends because they thought that just because he got a new job that, hey, I'm coming with you no matter what. I loved that quote.
Yeah.
You're not in the business just to collect paychecks for friends. And then on top of that, in college football today, identifying the quarterback first and foremost feels like once again you start and end with coaches and your quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, because it's pros.
And it's the most investments.
Yeah.
I mean, in all seriousness, you're investing the most probably collectively in your coaches,
right,
and then in your quarterback as well.
And I think when you hire people that you're putting the trust in them that they're going to work as hard or harder for a new situation and more prosper, situation. That's why you generally, because you trust them. Like, hey, I know how you work, and so, the friends thing, that kind of thing that is blown, overblown. Because I know if I have to implement a defense very quickly, which I don't know how much time they get with players. I need to know guys can speak my language, and we got to streamline it. That's why you see when the Patriots a coach would go somewhere, you bring those players because they know what you want to get done. You like to fast track
that.
So anyways, I would say it's the answer is easy because you can say it. It's hard to do because it's very hard. Because it's very hard. It's very demanding.
There's a reason why not every head coach has a deep coaching tree.
Yes, because
right?
As much as it's
like we're seeing Ryan Days start to grow a little bit and expand like the branches of a tree. Right, we're starting to see. I mean, we've seen now Nick Saban's consistently,
now, right?
Dan Lanning's,
yeah,
but not every coach has that.
Right, and it's because it's hard. Because as much as it's hard on the players,
yeah,
it's hard on the coaches too, and it's hard because you're dealing with a lot of these kids. That, quite frankly, Nick, I played 9 years in the league and however many years in college. A lot of these guys probably did more interviews than I did, and I did pretty dang good. Heck, some of them is probably, at the end of college, your boy Nico and all them, they're going to maybe make as much as me. And he ain't even stepped foot on the NFL field yet. He took on a league.
Yes or no?
Yet.
Simple question. Nico, is he a UCLA starting quarterback next year?
Ooh. Chesney, he should be. Or he'll be somebody. He'll start somewhere.
He'll start somewhere. Is he UCLA's?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so because if you hire a coach like that, you got to bump up the money.
Yeah.
You got to pay him. Anyways, Jay Foreman, Nick Sainer, 1 hour down, top of the next hour, Kevin Meyer, Meyer Corcombado. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey guys, it's Nick. Join Aaron Davis and I next Monday from 9 to 11 a.m. as we broadcast The Drive live from the Lincoln Children's Museum. The museum is getting ready to unveil a brand new exhibit for children 8 to 12 years old on Saturday, December 13th, but we give you a sneak peek on Monday from 9 to 11 a.m. as we broadcast The Drive live from the Lincoln Children's Museum in downtown Lincoln. Hey, Lincoln and the surrounding area. Yin and Yang Acupuncture and Rune Wind Healing Arts is now open at 1701 South 17th Street in Suite 3G and ready to help you improve your general health. If you're experiencing pain, headaches, or any other issues, give Yin and Yang Acupuncture a call today at 402-480-1014 to schedule your appointment. For those struggling with deep tissue pain or just need an experienced massage therapist to melt the stress away, call Rune Wind Healing Arts at 402-601-9721 and schedule your appointment now. Visit Yin and Yang Acupuncture and Rune Wind Healing Arts today in Lincoln at 1701 South 17th Street in Suite 3G. Hey guys, Nick Stainert here. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday, December 5th for a special edition of Old School from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill. We're raising awareness and funds for the Nebraska Greats Foundation, and we'll have many former Husker greats in attendance to promote as well. That's Old School this Friday at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane, sponsored by Alpha Wealth Advisors.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red! Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Join Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer, for upcoming Parts and Service Expo events. Get 12% off parts the day of your local event. Can't make it? You can still save 10% on parts and 20% off planter parts December 1st through the 12th. It's the best time of the year to stock up on oil and filters. Grab John Deere gifts for under the tree and schedule your service inspections. Don't miss out. These deals only come around once a year at Landmark Implement. Find your nearest expo at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies, the light breeze, and afternoon high around 23. Tonight, mainly clear skies, continued breeze, the low around 20. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with a light wind. It'll be warmer. The afternoon high near 38. I'm meteorologist Kyle Bucky for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The top-ranked Nebraska volleyball team is trying to play its way to the Final Four in Kansas City. Make your plans now to cheer on the Huskers with a VIP travel experience from Sports Trip and the Nebraska Alumni Association. Travel round trip from Lincoln in a luxury motor coach with free parking, plus an overnight stay at the beautiful Hotel Indigo in Kansas City. See details and register at HuskerAlumniTrip.com. Hurry, spots are limited. Register now at HuskerAlumniTrip.com.
It's here. The Baumgars Gift Card Blowout. 3 days only, December 5th through the 7th. That's right. For a limited time, when you buy a $30 Baumgars gift card, you pay only $25. Stuff those stockings, check off your gift list, or treat yourself, all while saving big. Hurry into your local Baumgars or shop the deal online. But remember, it's just December 5th through the 7th. When they're gone, they're gone. Baumgars, what you need when you need it. See a store associate for details.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
Oh,
dang.
That was all right. That was a good one, Uncle Kev.
I mean, that's a 9.5. The only ones that get a 10 are a champagne cork, and that wasn't a champagne cork. So we'll give that a 9.5.
Not too bad.
And that one's always easy.
Kevin Meyer, Meyer's Cork and Bottle, is with us as always on a Thirsty Thursday. Obviously, not with us last week because of the Thanksgiving holiday. But Uncle Kev, you know this is one of my favorite times of the week.
Absolutely. Good to see you here, Mr. Jake. Or Mr. Nick,
Whoa.
sorry.
That hurts. Jay, that hurts my
I was
feelings.
just talking to Jake outside.
Yeah.
Kevin, you were right on
Uncle
time
Kev.
with that. That is phenomenal.
Yeah. That's not embarrassing at all.
Kev, how was your Thanksgiving, man?
It was solid, man. The bird turned out awesome. I did
How'd you do it?
all right, 2-day brine.
Yeah.
And then pull it, pat it dry, rub it all down in olive oil. And then I stuffed it with onions, apples, carrots, celery, and then you pin that, and then you take an orange, you cut it in half, and you plug the both ends, you pin it closed. About 3 hours on the pellet grill. Pull it, put it in the bag, then finish it off in the oven to collect all the juice. And then I carved that in the juice, and it was the best bird I'd ever done.
Do you put the butter underneath the skin?
No, I didn't. But it basically tasted like it did. I mean, it was so juicy. Even the white meat was juicy.
All Jay has is chitlins for Thanksgiving.
I did not have them this year.
Really?
No.
We even talked about it the day before.
Yeah.
I throw the chitlins away. Although I do boil the turkey neck for the gravy, though.
Oh, wow. All right. I did not have any of that. Uncle Kev, what you got for us today?
Well, we're going to do the wine first, simply for the fact that I think the beer wouldn't set it up so great. What's funny, Jay? Let me in.
Nick doesn't eat Thanksgiving.
Oh, well, I knew.
That's not true.
I knew generally they've got a massive family. And
we do.
Doing a traditional fare is probably a pretty difficult undertaking. So you talked about taco bar before.
Yes. This year we did soups.
Soups is fine. It whatever floats your boat.
There was like 7 different soups there. There was plenty of snacks and other stuff. I don't know. I feel like I get over ridiculed for how my family chooses to celebrate holidays.
No, it's not your
from
family.
you, Uncle Kev.
No, it's not your family. It's you.
It's me.
It's 100% you, Kevin. It's him.
I'm picking up what you're throwing down over there.
All right. Good thing Austin comes back next Wednesday. Uncle Kev, what do we got today in the wine?
Okie doke. We are doing a wine called Clinker Brick Ferraz Syrah, and we generally don't do a lot of Syrah on the radio, and I don't know why, because I love the grape. It originally comes from the southeastern part of France, a place called the Rhone Valley, and they usually blend it with a few other grapes, most notably Grenache, which is kind of more bright. You get a little bit more of that red cherry. The Syrah adds a bit of a black pepper element to it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then they add another grape called Mourvedre, which is a very thick, dark-skinned grape that adds some tannin, some bite, some ageability. But the Syrah is sort of the shining star of it. And this one actually is a California one. And this one comes from a place called the Mulcomy River, which is in Lodi near Sacramento. And it's home to some of the oldest vines in America. Some of these vines are in excess of 100 years old. And so essentially what happens is the vines get older, they produce fewer clusters of grapes, and the berries themselves are smaller, but they develop a really thick skin. And so it creates a wine that's very intense. And a lot of times they'll leave it on the vine later in the harvest than what you would be able to a normal grape. And so they get that much more residual sugar inside.
Yeah.
So they have to up the alcohol content to balance it out so that it's not too sweet. So it's not uncommon for some of these old vine wines to reach up above 14% ABV. I'm looking to see what this one is.
Easy work.
Easy work.
Jay, are you a wine guy?
I am.
He is now.
I've slowly started to, Kevin, you know this, started to build the collection a little bit.
That's right.
Now, it's not a collection as if like I'm getting these fancy ones, but I always like to have a couple on hand for various choices.
This is comes in at 15.2 ABV, which you wouldn't. It doesn't taste hot.
No.
And that's because
it's potent though.
Yeah, it's definitely flavorful. It's got some oomph to it. So essentially, the grapes are harvested at a measurable sugar content and acid level, what they call brix, BRIX. And generally speaking, the rule is that if you want to bring your wine into balance, you'll ferment it out to about what half the brix started at. So if this one is 15.2, it probably started around 30 brix at harvest, which is pretty high. Normally, they're going to be 26 to 28 brix at harvest, where they get fermented up to about 13-14%. And so a wine like this is going to go really well with flavorful food. So I really like a wine like this with like Indian food. You get something heavy curry, heavy spice. It doesn't have to be heavy food, but flavorful food. So even like some Caribbean jerk would be really good, something like that. Just something that's got some spice to it.
Just a reminder, you can always text in questions to our Starter Heyman text line 464-5685. We got one text here for you, Kevin, from Kip. We've had a couple other comments regarding what the way you cook the turkey and my Thanksgivings, but this one specifically about wine. Kip asks, roughly how old could the oldest wine vine in the world be? Is there a way to?
That's a
put
great
gauge on it?
question. I want to say probably 125, 130 years old until they just no longer can survive. And what it's kind of cool. They almost look like these weird, like Halloween Transylvanian plants. They get these great big gnarly trunks on them, and they don't even look like wine vines. And a lot of times those old vines aren't even trellised. So they just grow in a sort of truncated mass. And so it's really pretty cool when you see them, because you're like, if it didn't have grapes on it, you wouldn't know that that's a grapevine.
I know you obviously travel often, and you guys have a couple places, one place, especially in a tropical location. However, do you ever go on like wine trips, like vineyard trips?
I have. The tricky part is kind of like, if you took a vacation to talk on the radio.
You want to get away from it.
Right. So I want to drink it and enjoy it, but I don't really want to talk shop if I have the opportunity to take some time off. So I've kind of been there, done that. And it's fascinating to me because the beauty of my job is that I get to learn every day.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do stuff like that, you get to meet new people, you get to learn new things. And the great thing about wine is that they're an awful lot like people. That every one of them has something about it that makes it unique. Every one of them has a place where it came from, the land where it was born, and also has the opportunity to reinvent itself every year. And people have that opportunity as well. So that to me is the fascinating part of my job, is that I get to learn every day. And when you do stuff like that, like go to a winery or some sort of a forum or something like that, you get to learn, but at the same time, I've been doing this 25 years, not that I don't enjoy continuing to learn, but if I get the chance to be off, I don't really feel like talking shop.
So what's been the best place you've been to though, that you're like, all right, yeah, looking back, it was your best experience visiting somewhere?
I would probably say the Ferrari Carano vineyard in Sonoma. It's my favorite vineyard, and the guy was a billionaire, made his money in casinos, and the entire grounds look like they're plucked with the tweezers, and they just they've got they'll give you a bottle of wine and a loaf of bread and just say, yeah, go get lost. And to me, that's the best way to do it.
That's awesome. We got another question on the text line from Gus. Says, cooking a prime rib for Christmas, what are a few good wine options I should get to pair with the prime rib?
There's an old saying in the wine world, cab and a slab. So a good Cabernet and a good cut of beef are just one of those can't miss pairings.
Yeah.
And when you do a pairing, ideally the wine brings the food up a level, the food brings the wine up a level, and the whole becomes greater than the sum of the parts. There's something about the flavor in cab, and then you're going to have the flavor in the beef, and you're going to have some cracked pepper on there. You're going to have some seasoning, a little bit of fat, and the protein cuts through the tannin in the wine, and just it becomes better together than it would be alone.
All right, so remind us what I remember. California wine. What would we just enjoy at 15.2 ABV?
Clinker Brick Ferris Syrah, and these are on sale right now, $22 at the shop.
Hello.
And I mean,
that's good.
That's boy,
really good.
That's punching
smooth.
Above its weight class for sure.
Yeah, it's real smooth though too.
I didn't think it was dry. Like I didn't think it tasted dry like a lot. Sometimes reds can be. Obviously, Kev, I say the same thing every single time when you're in here. I don't enjoy very dry wines, and you know that through times I've been in the shop, and this is something I would absolutely pick up.
Well, the funny thing is that this wine is dry.
Would it be classified as a drier wine?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't taste like it.
So dryness doesn't necessarily need to mean bitter.
Yeah.
And so ideally, a wine has balance, and so there's something about the fruit, the acid levels, the essentially the alcohol, sugar content, all that stuff. There isn't one thing about it that really blows you away. Ideally, it has all of those sort of connectivity, and so the wine is balanced. And so technically, dryness is the absence of sugar and the absence of sweetness. So just because the wine isn't sweet doesn't mean that it's not smooth.
Yeah.
And so this is a rich wine, flavor intensive wine, spicy wine, but it's still very smooth, and that's the idea.
All right, so $22 for the bottle of wine. Get it now. Myers Corkin bottle, 13th and South in Lincoln here. What else we got today?
So from our good friends here at Zipline, right here in good old Lincoln, Nebraska, their winter alt. So you're familiar with their copper alt.
Yes.
That was kind of their Fat Tire, their Samuel Adams, their OG beer, right? This is their winter version. And essentially it's their alt beer. It's got a little bit of holiday spice in it. So you can taste like a little bit of that kind of clovey, nutmeg, cinnamon thing going on.
Yep.
And it just tastes like the holidays.
When you pulled the can out, I already knew that I liked
the
this.
look on Nick's face of pure joy, Kevin. We're gonna have to clip that.
We should make t-shirts.
With my face on
with
them?
Your face on it. With that look though, it's got
I would say instead of bestseller, it'd be worst seller. No, when you pulled out the can, I've had this time and time again. One of my favorite cold weather beers. One of my favorite.
Mine too. And in fact, back when I was about to be a new dad 30 years ago, I had a small basic home brewing kit, and we were broke as a joke. And so newly married, wife was pregnant, trying to finish college, hadn't found a real job yet. And so I decided that for Christmas, for presents, I was going to brew a beer.
I
And
remember you telling me this is awesome.
did I tell you this
Yeah.
story? And I was going to brew a beer and make my own labels. And we hadn't named the baby yet. She was still in my wife's tummy. And so we just called her Babu. I don't know how.
Yeah.
It's something my mother made up. And so I made this beer called Babu's Best. And it was an Oktoberfest recipe that I added this kind of spice to it.
Okay.
And every time I have this beer, it reminds me of that. And that's what I gave out for Christmas present that year because, like I said, I was broke as a joke. So I was doing the homemade method there.
Okay, so this is going to be a very, very off the wall question. What is, you said Oktoberfest recipe? What is the differences between those? Because obviously everybody, and I know we're out of the fall season, right? But you brought it up, so now I'm curious about it. Like what allows it to be an Oktoberfest?
Well, it's what's known as a Marzen, where it's a lager, but they roast the malt, so it takes on a little bit of an amber quality. And I'm not a technical brewer. I was just dabbling around.
Yeah.
I bought a kit.
Did it go over well?
It did. Yeah. It tasted great. People loved it. And, it was kind of one of those, a lot of times it's kind of like with your wife or your girlfriend or whatever else. It's not the quality of the gift. It's the amount of thought you put into it, the amount of time, the amount of effort. So like, even when you're not around, if I'm not around, my wife wants to occupy my mind, my time, my energy. And that's how they receive love, I guess. This is my own pocket philosophy. I don't know if I really know what I'm talking about at all, but when you put your time and your love and your effort into something like that, and it shows. And so I think, people appreciate the effort almost even more than the actual item.
Couple of questions on the text line here before we wrap up the winter alt conversation. Bada Bing, and these are a couple of wine questions. Bada Bing on the YouTube stream asks, what is a good Pinot that you guys have in stock that won't break the bank?
I think best bang for your buck is one called Tassajara, Tassa, Hara, Tassajara, Jara, excuse me. And it is a California Pinot Noir, $20. Pinot can be finicky, and so it actually sort of an average Pinot will fetch a higher price than say an average Merlot or an average Chardonnay or other types because it's a very thin, delicate skinned grape, and so a lot of times they're gonna be more expensive. This is from Monterey, which is sort of coastal, so they get those coastal breezes where it warms up during the day, cools off at night. It allows for the slow maturity of the fruit. The grapes develop more what's called phenols, which are essentially chemical compounds, and those are on the shelf every day at $20. That would be my best bang for your buck on a Pinot right now.
How about this
Tassajara.
one? Who is it? Thomas and Lincoln asked, do you guys have any wines that would work well with chili?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this wine would go killer with chili.
Really flavorful food, like you just said.
Yeah. I mean, I love a good spicy chili, and so a good spicy wine like this, I think, would be lights out.
All right. What about the Zipline Winter Alt? To get back to what we were just talking about, what in your mind, guys, Jay, Kevin, what would pair well with this beer? What's the vibe that we're looking for,
definitely
Jay?
A winter beer. It's probably New Year's Eve, since the game will be a little early.
Ooh.
And then I got the grill. I got some brats on.
Yeah.
And we're drinking, and it's a garage beer.
It's a garage beer for
Cold
sure.
Garage. We got the space heaters. Got the coats on. This is good.
Outdoors with some s'mores.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I was thinking is, it's got a little bit of that like clovey nutmeggy, almost like pumpkin pie spice.
Sure.
Those molasses cookies. I think we talked about this before. Those molasses cookies that Mom makes for Christmas. It's got the crunchy sugar on top. Oh,
sugar cookies?
Never. I mean, I've had sugar cookies. Never had the molasses.
No, so they're dark.
Yeah.
And
I can picture
and
them.
they're chewy.
Yeah.
If you do it right, they're chewy. They're not like ginger snaps. They and you dunk those into some coffee. Oh, it's.
Are you guys
legit.
a chewy or crunchy cookie guy?
I'm a chewy cookie guy.
I am as well.
But I think that like one of those molasses cookies would go killer with this beer.
Yeah. What's the?
But like Jay said, I mean, if it's cold and you got the space heaters and some brats, and heck yeah, I mean, I'm down with that for sure.
What is the probably about 6.5 for one of those winter alts?
Probably a little less than that. Oh, look at you.
Yeah, he checked it out. He asked.
I couldn't read it.
Check out the big brain on Brad over here. Exactly 6.5 ABV.
I could not.
Yes, sir.
I saw the ounces and I saw something about ABV, but I did not read. I could not read what it
Mr.
was.
Clairvoyant over here. He's like, puts his finger in the wind. He's like, yeah,
Trust me.
I believe that tastes like about
What do they say?
6.5. Yeah.
What do they say about a blind squirrel and finding one? So what are we running at for those with winter alts? Mix and match possibly?
Yeah, it's in the mix and match. You can buy them individually or you can buy them by the 6-pack. I want to say they're about $11.
Nice.
But yeah, really good beer and just kind of tastes like the holidays and so we're in it. So let's embrace it and I'll bring in another one next week.
There it is. $22 for the wine, mix and match, or the 6-pack for around 11 for the Zipline winter alt.
$12, something like that.
That's fine. No, you said 11, so price match. Bring in the audio and Kevin will price match it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Uncle Kev. Oh, go ahead.
He gonna bring in a coupon on you. Don't trust
Yeah,
him.
it's
homemade coupons. Do they work at Myers Cork and Bottle?
There's this ticket register to win thing. It's like pay to the order of Nick Sainert.
Do homemade coupons that we hand out at Christmas work at the store?
No, they don't. Do not.
Do you have anything going on at the store that we need to know about?
Well, we just came off the Thanksgiving, so we will have a holiday wine sale. Probably 75 or different or so wines on sale, plus some bubbly for New Year's. And basically what I always say is, if you're having to buy for someone that's difficult to buy for, best thing to get them is a bottle of wine, because number one, it's something that they can sit on. They don't have to drink it right away. And number two, it says you put some thought into it. Number three, it shows you got a little bit of class. So that's some advice from your old Uncle Kev.
There he is, Myers Cork and Bottle, Kevin Meyer, Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South. As always, Uncle Kev, appreciate. Always good to see you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Sorry for calling you Jake.
That's all right. I forgot about it until you just mentioned it.
Whoops.
That's all right. Jay?
That was a perfect name that you call him, Jake.
Take us away, Jay.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official Internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sauterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Hey, Lincoln and the surrounding area. Yin and Yang Acupuncture and Rune Wind Healing Arts is now open at 1701 South 17th Street in Suite 3G and ready to help you improve your general health. If you're experiencing pain, headaches, or any other issues, give Yin and Yang Acupuncture a call today at 402-480-1014 to schedule your appointment. For those struggling with deep tissue pain or just need an experienced massage therapist to melt the stress away, call Rune Wind Healing Arts at 402-601-9721 and schedule your appointment now. Visit Yin and Yang Acupuncture and Rune Wind Healing Arts today in Lincoln at 1701 South 17th Street in Suite 3G.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Here at Midwest Bank, we want to thank all the generous donors who helped us make our 2025 turkey dinner for schools a success. Thanks to the generosity, we raised enough money to provide 191 families across 6 different schools in Lincoln with a full Thanksgiving meal. With your support, we've made Thanksgiving Day for these families a little brighter. We want to wish everyone a healthy and happy Thanksgiving. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Hey guys, Nick Stannard here. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday, December 5th for a special edition of Old School from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill. We're raising awareness and funds for the Nebraska Greats Foundation, and we'll have many former Husker greats in attendance to promote as well. That's Old School this Friday at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane, sponsored by Alpha Wealth Advisors.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, we're back. Jay Foreman, my man Nick Sainer. Once again, we want to thank Kevin Meyer Cork and Bottle, stopping in, dropping knowledge, and bringing 2 great choices, wine and Zipline. Best of beer, winter beer. Always.
That was pretty good.
He always delivers. And he's a great grill master, too.
Yeah.
Great grill master. Great dude also. 13th and South, Meyer Cork and Bottle.
I love going in there. Yeah. Number one, he and Joe are in there, and they're spectacular, always willing to help and And honestly, I mean, also, I mean, the whole buy local thing certainly reigns true with them. So
Yeah, for sure. And when you walk in, it's just a great vibe.
Yeah.
So appreciate Kevin coming in and dropping knowledge. And obviously, his presence is always it's always needed and always wanted. So, other big news, I guess it wouldn't necessarily be Nebraska. It is Nebraska news, but overall in the Big Ten, you had the offense of all Big Ten 2025. First team, big shout out to Emmett Johnson. I mean, you got to think in well, I guess a year, right? Or a little bit, in a year's time, how much his football career and life has changed. I think, Dante Dowdell, obviously, I think his shining moment was running over Shiloh Sanders against Colorado at home, taking him out of the game. And then, he had decent success after that, but never really kind of took off with the hype that you were thinking coming from Oregon. And it's nothing against him, just didn't work out. And then, Emmett showed flashes at times last year, play a couple good games. And, then, just because of maybe personnel groupings didn't get a lot of run in like that third game or fourth. And, potentially could have got frustrated, could have probably packed up and left. And then, Dana came on, Dana Holgerson, that is, came on as a consultant. Then next thing you know, he's the offensive coordinator. And then you saw a 3-game snapshot, kind of like what TJ Lateef is trying to do right now, right?
Yeah.
Or trying to complete. And you're like, oh, this dude actually can be a weapon. Well, then after that, you have a good bowl game and all that. Then everybody's like, oh, can he finish a Big Ten season? Is he big enough? Well, then he went right back to work and built his body up and seemed to be getting stronger as the season went on. Seemed to be getting more effective as the season went on. And I heard Sip, I think, saying this morning that over the month of November, I think he had over 800 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you talking about a guy putting it down. And so big congratulations to him. A humble kid, worked and kept his humility as his star power started to increase. Stayed inside all season to the bye week and had his autograph show and meet and greet on the bye week. And, topped the season off with 200 and some yards on 29 carries against Iowa. And so led the Big Ten in rushing, and now he's first team all Big Ten.
Yeah, it was announced as the Big Ten running back of the year as well. I mean, Jay, you look at this year, and it's something that Nebraska fans have just clamored for years. If I would have told you at the start of the year, hey, the fewest rushing yards that Emmett Johnson will have in a game is 63, you're probably expecting Nebraska, number one, yes, what they did this year was run the ball well, but you're also expecting them to have a pretty good win and loss record.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking about, hey, this year, Emmett Johnson's fewest rushing yards in a single game is 63. And by the way, he's going to carry the ball for over 200 or 250 times in the season. You're sitting there going, okay, Nebraska was in a position to win a lot of games that they could win. Yeah, and close out games. And I don't want to continue this narrative, but I am going to bring it up with you because I just haven't been able to have a talk about it with you. Does it feel like Nebraska waste seems extreme, but
didn't maximize
the results?
Maximize the season. Had a step in the right direction, but not a big leap like you wanted this year. And that's just something that you can't go back and change it. You gotta actively try to fix it and then move forward. And that probably goes right along with Emmett's season. I don't think people projected him to have this dominating of the season. Now some of it is circumstantial where Dylan gets hurt and they kind of were really conservative in their passing game and not a lot of shots downfield, missed some opportunities to hit open receivers. But then the one guy that you could really count for, especially when you either like the first game against Cincinnati, right? Very workman, like 25 carries, 100 some yards, and then he did his thing out of the backfield, right? And then obviously you had the 2 layups after that. But then as the season went on, you're like, okay, like we can depend on him every single game. It was the same maximum effort, same production, same Emmett. And so, sure, you probably have a little regret, but you can't change it. You can't change the past. You got to, try to work on fixing the future. And that's what I'm assuming they're going to try to do during bowl practice. And that's maximized this next 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm fascinated to see a big part of also of Emmett Johnson's success, in addition to Emmett himself. The offensive line blocked well, and then I thought an area in a year where there was a lot of criticism for the wide receivers not catching the ball often.
Yeah,
There was a lot of guys that would in the last couple of years, a big issue, previous regimes and all, has been perimeter blocking. And if you go back and watch all 22s and things like that, a film of the guys, you're seeing Isaiah Hunter and Jacory and Dane Key go to work.
Yeah,
on some
they
defenders.
really. I mean, when you have a good running attack, obviously, I know because I was here when we were really running at a really good clip. Everybody's involved in the run game, and the receivers did a really good job this year. The offensive line, run blocking wise, did a really good job. That's why I always think it's funny when you hear people, whether it's on the radio or guys, texting in, like, "Oh, we got to get rid of the offensive line coach." Well, you just had the Big Ten running back of the year. Like you had to do something in a positive way, offensive line wise. That's why it's like it doesn't make common sense, and then it doesn't make any sense. But back to your point, everybody got involved in the run game. Everybody got involved, and I'll even say extension of the run game was those. We used to call them, you can call it tunnel screens, smoke screens, or whatever. Where Nebraska house called them, your house called one. I think against Maryland, and could have done a couple others, and then Michigan State, so forth and so on. That's downfield blocking as well. Everybody's involved in it. So, big shout out to Emmett, and then Luke Lindenmeyer and Rocco Spindler were able to make honorable mention. So, in an average year, and I think you get a couple more wins. If Nebraska's at 8-4, and versus 7-5, I think you see a couple more guys on that. On the honorable mention.
Yeah, going back to the offensive line thing real quick as well. You can't just take a game out of it. But here's the deal: if Nebraska has a wholesale different effort and result against Minnesota, you're talking about an offensive line that, in terms of sacks allowed, since everybody wants to talk and act like that's the main statistic,
right?
Nebraska's offensive line would be top 50 in the country. And I'm not saying lower expectations and play the what if game, because I'm certainly never going to be in that boat. But, there were a lot of other issues that were not just the offensive line.
Especially in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably the one
that's extreme.
When you think about, you look back at the season, that's the one, obviously the Iowa game, you don't want to end like that. And obviously Penn State. But I think that game is the one that you kind of always you'll draw back to. Like, what the hell was going on? Why were, and this is more like you could tell guys didn't really have the right mindset to show up and play. I know it was in their minds, a tough travel week. And so that's the one that, if you're looking for motivation here in the next 3 or 4 weeks, that's what I'm referencing. Obviously, I'm going to reference, all the other games, but I'm definitely going to reference that game because that was controllable. Now, as far as the offensive line goes, I think Minnesota had 9 sacks. A sack, just like a rushing record, is an offensive stat.
Yeah.
At the same time, there was times that you're like, oh, you're mad at the quarterback holding the ball too long. Well, if he's holding the ball too long, that means he's blocking. Now, then you say, okay, well, we need to get open. We need to create more separation. You don't know what's that because not everybody sees the all 22. So I think, make sure you're just rational, and then you go about your business. And then if I'm a player that maybe thought that I should be, worst case scenario, honorable mention, there is a lot of politics going into it. I mean, when you look at the players and where they're from, majority of the guys on the team, the teams have been winning. No, Nebraska has a winning record, but you look at it like USC's on there, Ohio State, Penn State, Ohio State. Now, Penn State is the offensive lineman. Everybody else is Indiana, Rutgers running back, and 2 Ohio State on the second team. And then everybody else on the other ones are teams that are ranked higher in Nebraska. So what I'm saying is yes, and I've been there where you think maybe you should have done this and done that. Well, then you focus on, okay, when we come back and get to it, let's focus on the wins, and then we all will be on those lists.
Yeah, Byron the Hog Farmer asked the question on the text line: who has Donovan Raiola fully developed over the 4 years? No All-Americans, no All-Conference guys. I would say this: I think Nebraska, to a certain extent, also Jay, might be not completely done with developing high school guys, because I don't think they'll ever be that. But there's definitely going to be a team, I think, that consistently looks into the portal for one or two pieces to become in and be a starting offensive lineman.
Right. Yeah. And I think
maybe
you know,
but
when
like
he was
the instances and the opportunities for us to look and be like, yep, Donovan Raiola started this guy, Sam Sledge, as a true freshman from Creighton Prep, and here's where he
is
sure, there's going to be some of those, but a lot of them are going to be the Elijah Pritchett's, where you bring them in after their sophomore year or junior year and say, okay, yep, you know what, from junior to senior, he got him to the league. And that's what we talked about this morning on the drive, where it was like, yeah, at some point, Nebraska does need to get some
guys there and,
dudes into the league.
Yeah, and you got to, and
there's
you know,
no denying that.
Yeah, and you got to develop them. I think you take, you know, the first year under Frost, I know he wasn't allowed to like really recruit, you know, kind of like you're like, you know, you just deal with what you got, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of those guys were younger, and, you know, he had some guys get a cup of tea in the league. But they're, you know, he was essentially coaching the same cast of characters that people were mad before he got here because of the extra year or two in COVID. So not making excuses for him, that is factual.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Benhart was here for like 7 years.
Yeah. And
so, I mean, you know what I mean? The same, you're mad at the previous offensive line coach. You're going to be mad at the new offensive line coach.
I don't want to sit here and act like it's like blaming these guys. Is there some sort of just time to move on for some of these players? Like, now that they've exhausted eligibility and they've been through a lot, like guys like Turner and Teddy's on this list, still has a year or two, but like Turner, Bryce, Benhart from last year, like, is there also just a point to where you get somewhere and you go, okay, you know what? Maybe it's okay that we're moving on. Like, it's okay that eligibility's done, right? Done. Not moving on transfer portal wise, but just like, you know what? That ship has sailed. It's time to move a new group in.
Yeah, I think those guys all of them are done now.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, that kind of timed out. So
like a guy like Teddy's been through what, 3 or 4 knee injuries?
Yeah, he's a tough kid, man. It's not by a lack of trying.
No.
So, and you hate it for somebody like that because, you know, he's never been able to kind of really get a full season. But those guys have eligibility, you know, is timed out. And so you're going to see, I'm assuming, a mix of transfer portal guys and some of the, you know, they got good young talent. They just need some, you know, maturation. And then also it's, I think Nebraska's, you know, and this kind of goes back to the guy on X that I was referencing, you know, you got to face it. Like, we're going to have to find a way to I'll call it periodically develop offense and defensive linemen. Now, sure, you'll need to go in the portal. And if you have a guy that needs a season and a half or a full season to continue to do that, play a little or not, and he's not ready to start, then you got to go find somebody that's ready to start.
Yeah.
But when you know, hopefully, ideally, and maybe next year, you know, obviously this was a very hard year learning wise for some of the younger guys, especially the defensive line. Then you see like, oh man, this guy looks totally different. His body looks different. His confidence is different. The way he plays is different. And so that's probably what you got to weigh as a coach and as a staff is like, okay, how much can we count on or versus our productions of how much better Nick can get? Because you don't want to stymie a guy that you've been invested in for 2 years or, you know, going on your 3rd year by bringing in a guy for 6 months. Meaning, you know, he has a year left and there's no, you know, then he kind of just is there playing for himself versus, you know, you got 2 or 3 more years left with Nick saying,
how do you judge this? And this is not just an offensive line thing. This is a complete roster thing. How do you determine whether or not it's time to continue investing or time to stop investing and just say, let's just go our separate ways? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, look, we've done what we've needed to do.
Yeah.
And because they're not all going to just show up on the stat sheet. Like, I think it depends by position. Offensive line, it's not going to show up in games started, right?
Yeah.
It's going to show up in other areas where maybe at skill positions, it does show up in production, right? So how do you make that decision of
it's
like,
hard because
you know what, this is the cutoff. Is it the same with every guy?
It can't be because maybe a guy's been waiting. I mean, look at John Bullock.
Yeah.
You know, he came back, you know, they had you know, he was going to be done. He was like one of those guys like, all right, I've done enough. Yeah, I tried to play linebacker. I played a little bit. Then he comes back and now look at him. He's on the cusp of, I mean, he's making a lot of money in the NFL and he's a really, really good player on special teams and a backup linebacker in an NFL club. He could have very easily said no, been at the crib. We'll take a quick break, come back. We got Jason, we'll get to your text. Ohio Husker, we'll get to your text, and then we'll turn it over to Upside at the top of the 5 o'clock hour. Jay Foreman, Nick Stannard, Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Hey guys, Nick Stannard here. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday, December 5th for a special edition of Old School from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill. We're raising awareness and funds for the Nebraska Greats Foundation, and we'll have many former Husker greats in attendance to promote as well. That's Old School this Friday at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane, sponsored by Alpha Wealth Advisors. Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies, the light breeze, and an afternoon high around 23. Tonight, mainly clear skies, continued breeze, the low around 20. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with a light wind, pretty warmer. The afternoon high near 38. I'm meteorologist Kyle Bucky for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What we're back. Nick, I was told that I need some more VOL volume.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Maybe you need to speak a little louder.
No, you trying to shut me down.
Every now and then, Jay, I'm going to be honest with you.
Shut me down, man. No.
Why don't you let me know who's saying that?
None
yet.
Yeah.
Here's
Turn
the deal.
my mic up.
Sometimes you
Look,
speak
Nick,
a little quieter.
Listen, I have
to work with you during post game shows.
I can't help it that you don't have any bass in your voice.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. It's all good though. But anyways,
I've been called this generation's Barry White.
That's definitely.
Is that disrespectful to Barry?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Disrespectful to everybody.
I'm sorry, Barry.
But Jason is a Baird. Says, are you crazy, Nick? He's talking to you.
He is talking to me.
You need to get guys from high school and develop them. The only linemen in the portal guys are not good enough to play elsewhere. Need to stop with the retreads.
Can I say make 2 points? Then I want you to go as the expert. One is never said to stop recruiting high school guys. Never.
Yeah.
Don't ever stop recruiting high school offensive linemen. Number two, the guys in the portal, they are not all bad. They're not all bad offensive linemen. Sometimes they are actually often they are guys that are getting NFL grades of maybe mid to late rounds, and they're looking for spots to go maybe turn that late round grade into first or second round grade. And so to our point is Nebraska has had, I believe it's been 3 offensive linemen. I bring up the statistic often. 3 offensive linemen drafted since 2014. Nick Gates, Alex Lewis was in 2014, so that went since 2014. Nick Gates, Cam Jurgens, and the guy Farniok who went to the Cowboys.
Yeah. And then before that, with Hymus?
Oh, yeah, Brendan Hymus.
Brendan
Hymus,
Hymus,
excuse me.
then,
So four have been since 2014, since 2015.
What's the big tackle that played for the Dolphins? I think he was a little bit before.
Yeah,
he
before.
was with Jeremiah Searles and stuff.
Yeah. So because you had guys like Brent Qualley, and like
Qualley,
those guys were before 2014. Yeah.
Right.
So, but I'm saying we have to remember that was 11 years ago. In the last decade, you've had less than 5.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not like outside of Cam Jurgens, you haven't necessarily had all pro type of guys.
Yeah.
And so as offensive linemen looking for places,
more playing time. I mean, sometimes you could be stuck behind. You could be on the right path to play at a university, and then they bring in a more established guy, and then you could just be stuck. And so you got to just kind of teeter-totter between that, but you got to make sure you don't stymie guys that you really had an eye on from high school. But those guys have got to develop at maybe a little bit faster pace, because that way you can cement yourself in the rotation on the roster. So we shall see. Spencer Long, he was an undrafted free agent, but that was way before.
Well, and there's been guys that have had NFL opportunities, but in terms of
drafted,
if I'm an offensive lineman and Jay, you're the offensive line coach at school Y and AD is the offensive line coach at school X, if he can say, well, hey, look, the last 3 years I've had 2 guys drafted in the first 2 rounds, and you say, well, since 2014 we've had 5 in the entire draft altogether.
Yeah.
You go off of recency
Right.
statistics.
And I think it just straight that correlates to the wins and losses too.
Bingo.
The more emphasis that you put on being physical and running the ball, stopping the run, more linemen will be in the NFL. So
yeah, don't ever stop recruiting
No.
offensive linemen
Well,
out of high school.
You can never have enough big people.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, we're going to take a quick break and come back. Jay Foreman, Nick Sainer, Old School, Upside Bar and Lounge is up next at 5 o'clock.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Mike Smith, founder of The Bay. Join me every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for your weekly Disrupt, where me and local misfits will interrupt your drive time with this week's most interesting stories in sports, entrepreneurship, and culture. So tune in to your weekly Disrupt every Tuesday afternoon on 93.7 The Ticket, where disruption is just a phone call away.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey, Lincoln and the surrounding area. Yin and Yang Acupuncture and Rune Wind Healing Arts is now open at 1701 South 17th Street in Suite 3G and ready to help you improve your general health. If you're experiencing pain, headaches, or any other issues, give Yin and Yang Acupuncture a call today at 402-480-1014 to schedule your appointment. For those struggling with deep tissue pain or just need an experienced massage therapist to melt the stress away, call Rune Wind Healing Arts at 402-601-9721 and schedule your appointment now. Visit Yin and Yang Acupuncture and Rune Wind Healing Arts today in Lincoln at 1701 South 17th Street in Suite 3G. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back 5 o'clock. Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert, and our special guest. Nick's a special guest, so I'm surrounded by special people. We have Upside Bar and Lounge. I know I'm hyped because you guys have got your new Christmas menu.
Yes,
so welcome back.
Thank you.
How you guys been? Well, last time.
We missed
won't
last
name
time.
any. Yeah, you missed last time. And when Austin was here, we were a little disappointed because we didn't get any drinks. So now I know you guys came with it. She promised, right?
We were on a cruise last
Yeah.
time. The last one. Yeah.
I said that doesn't sound like a bad, you know. I'd rather be on a cruise than hang out with Jay anyway.
Came right off the plane.
Yeah. That's wild.
We're making up for it though.
Yeah, Austin likes his drink.
That's wild.
Yeah.
They were mad because we didn't get a drink.
Yeah. And that she
You
promised.
needy.
I brought 2 though, so
Yeah.
don't you fret.
Oh, I'm not worried about it. Anyway.
Welcome back. What do you guys been? I know we got UFC, so obviously we'll get into that.
Yep.
And you guys got through Thanksgiving good? You guys have a good holidays Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was actually. Yeah, we actually stay open every single day. I never make the employees, but they all, at least somebody volunteers to stay open during the holidays and Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, all that. So yeah, I won't make them do it, but I sure do love that they do it because
Yes.
it's good sales because not a lot of bars are open.
Right.
She's a good boss for that.
Mhm.
So what do you guys got for us today? And do you guys want to cover your menu or you want to talk about the drinks?
Well, probably a little bit of both,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we have our holiday cocktail menu. We are the Tipsy Elf pop-up.
Yep.
Yeah. Who's the upside, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have a bunch of new drinks. A couple of them are the same ones from last year because they were such a hit. So today I brought you 2 of our most popular ones. Well, this one is the
I'm
I don't want to say the
I'm
wrong
dreaming
one.
of a white Christmas Cosmo.
Okay,
We've been
whatever.
practicing this.
It
That's
didn't
all
work
yours.
for
Yeah.
me. You guys have to share a cup. I'm
Okay, that's
sorry.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll let
This
Jay.
is good.
Cooties
Okay.
This is really good.
Do you want to finish it?
Do you want some?
I do.
Yeah,
It's-
slide on over.
that was from
That was
last
really
year,
good.
and it was
That
so
was my
popular.
favorite, I think,
yeah.
from last year.
I think we
Yeah.
might have even brought it last year to
Yeah.
sample because it was so good.
I had 2
I'll take
gals
the rest,
come
though.
in.
Yeah, that's really good.
giving us-
Thanks for doing business.
I call dibs on this
I
one
was
then because
gonna
I
say-
like the donut that comes with
We
it.
have the little donut. It makes
That's
it so
incredible.
cute.
So what's this one?
That is the All I Want for Christmas is a glazed donut.
All right.
Mm.
So we
I'll just take
upgraded
a-
the donut.
Oh, okay.
I won't take a bite
That's
of your
fine.
donut.
That's actually appreciated.
So you'll notice that it isn't a glazed donut anymore, but we upgraded the donuts to be a little bit bigger and
Yeah.
fancier. So I think people
That's
be-
good.
we'll be
It's
sad.
what- what's
It
in that?
smells delicious.
That one is Kahlua, Baileys, and vanilla.
I remember. Did you have that one last
All 3 of my favorite
No,
things.
that's new. That
Yeah.
was a new one this year.
That's good.
All 3 of my
Both them are
favorite
great.
things: Bailey's and Kahlua and
A little sweet
vodka.
sweet vodka in there, yeah.
I like. Go ahead.
Mine's more sophisticated.
It is. Yeah, still drinking out of a plastic
Fresh
cup. Look at you.
cranberries. It's healthy for you. It's got fresh cranberries.
Yeah.
Still look at you.
Okay, guys.
No. Anyway, okay. So what are some of the other specialty drinks that you guys got going on right now, in addition to these? Because you don't really need more, but do you have anything else that we need to know about?
I'd say the peppermint martini or espresso martini. There's some fun names to all of it.
Yeah, sure.
But we'll go with that. It describes a little bit better.
Yeah.
The Grinch Who Stole Christmas is like a green drink that's really popular. Yeah, it's just some really fun. I think we got 10 on there.
Yes.
This year.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
And we've got a little bit of everything. So we've got like an old fashioned too. So something that's not as sweet. So we can hit a little bit of everything. We've got like a Christmas morning mimosa, another thing that's not so sweet since the other ones are. But all of the drinks also have lots of fun like toppings. There's another one that we have that has like a little red velvet cupcake on it.
That's the White Russian one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how do you guys come up with this?
Oh, it's fun.
That's what I'm saying. Is there a lot of
come-
taste tests that goes
do you
into
come
it?
up with these names during karaoke night or what?
So I will take credit for all the names. I do name them. So I come up with the recipes. I'll do some Googling and then we sit down. I've got some friends who like to come to the bar and they're always volunteer on sampling night to come in and test the drinks. And I get people that have a wide variety of that. They like old fashions. They like, girly drinks and like a little bit of everything. So I don't have people that are saying, well, that's not good just because I don't like it. And we have fun and we play with the recipes a little bit and switch them around a little bit. And then I sit down and decide which ones I want to do and the names of them. So it's kind of fun.
It is fun. A lot of work.
It's good,
These are
Jay.
great.
Yeah, these are really good, man.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Keep going for it.
He's cheesy.
I'm almost done.
He likes it.
I'm almost done. I'm eating the donut
He's
second,
eating-
though.
he's saving the donut. for
I
last.
thought about soaking it in it, but
I
I
have seen people do that.
have you?
Dip it in
Okay,
it,
good.
yeah.
I was hoping I wasn't unique in that aspect.
Yes, there is one with an Oreo as well on it. You could dunk it in there too. So, but we've got a Christmas pop-up bar. So that if you walk in the upside, or the Tipsy Elf, you do not recognize it. There's a few other around town. It's just fun. It's just there's Christmas threw up everywhere. So,
And do you guys change or make additions to your food menu at all, or is this mainly just drinks during the holidays?
not during the this one, the St. Patrick's Day one.
Right.
We do some St. Patrick's menu items that are really
You
popular.
guys have great
so,
food out there
yeah.
too, so I mean, you don't need to change it
Yeah.
that much, but you guys knock it out with the drinks. Because even last year, I think you brought the peppermint one last year.
Yes.
And this one.
Yeah,
Get us out, Nick.
I'm gonna have to stop by and get the.
You'll see
this-
why Austin
this
has a high expectation.
Well, I'll be 100% honest, and this is a moment of vulnerability for me. I'm a big espresso martini guy. I don't care what type of image that paints.
No,
I really don't care.
Not at all.
We
You've got
sell a
good
lot
taste.
of that now.
I'm gonna be honest, Jay.
Look,
Okay, look,
hey,
you were
look,
judging. You were
yeah,
judging
I
a
was
little
judging.
bit. I know you were.
No, we
you
don't
drink
put
what
him down.
Yeah.
you drink what you like.
Yeah.
You drink what you like. I don't care.
But we're your support group.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
support you.
I-
We like when you're vulnerable, Nick. This
I
is a
appreciate
growing
that.
process.
Thank
for
you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank
You
Growing
never know.
process.
You guys are now making great drinks, and now you guys are counselors.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I was saying it's the Kahlua and the Baileys.
It's
It's
working.
making me vulnerable.
Yeah, it's working over
So
there.
anyway, somebody
Bartenders
else.
have always been counselors. So.
Yes, somebody else talks before I start crying.
Oh no.
I'm kidding.
But yeah, no. So we do have a bunch of Christmas events too coming up. We've got Christmas karaoke, Christmas trivia. That's every Wednesday.
Christmas music bingo.
Christmas music bingo.
Christmas cocktail making class. That's going to be
Oh,
next
yeah.
Saturday. So it's $20 to sign up, and you get to make 3 drinks, fun drinks, kind of like this, but even like they'll be different. They're not going to be what's on our menu, and you get taught how to make them, and then you get to drink them. So
yeah.
And that's next Saturday?
yes, the 13th. Yep.
I got nothing
Hannah's
going on.
running it. So
Sound like we're free.
All right, sounds good.
No
I'll pick you up, Jay.
Yeah.
Or no. We're gonna Uber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we gotta be
Yeah.
responsible.
Smart.
Right,
Be
yeah,
responsible.
yeah,
There it
yeah,
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not back roads and Lincoln anymore, right?
Well, not where the upside is. The 27th and Pine Lake.
They're all under
Exactly.
construction
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. They're all one
You
lane.
just right for the picking. You know, you catch red lights or stop sign. You're just busting. Hey, what are you doing there? I'm swerving a little bit. You know, I can't see.
Sir, you knocked
I'm
down 7 cones.
Yeah, that's on a normal day though.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
for me, I mean, UFC this weekend.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
excited. It
So-
should be a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good
is,
card. It's the main card is a rematch, right? Or the second time they fight. Right?
I think so.
Yeah. So go through. Let's start from Thursday night through your whole weekend. because you guys obviously open on Sundays with football too. So let's start tonight. What do we got tonight? Is tonight karaoke? No.
Nope. It's just football.
Football?
Yep.
Yeah,
It's,
it's
well,
Cowboys Lions tonight, guys.
yeah.
Oh.
That'll be
Cowboys Lions.
Are you a big fan?
I'm a Lions guy.
We have some Cowboys fans.
That's fine.
Like,
Yeah.
we gotta ask, how many people do you see come in on Sundays with Lions? Probably with Lions gear. Like zero.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen
That's fine.
anybody.
Most
I've
vulnerable
actually
guy
never
in
met a
in
fan.
Lincoln.
That's right. How about Bills?
Yeah, I've seen a couple Bills. fans.
Bandwagon.
So Thursday night football.
Yep.
Right. Friday.
Friday night, we don't have anything.
anything.
Just, it's a
Rest-
regular
regular-
old night.
regular
Yeah,
old
I thought about
Friday.
it for a second. Yeah, regular old night.
Rest and recovery from tonight.
Yep.
And then let's run down Saturday or UFC Saturday.
So it'll be
Open.
football on all day, and then UFC. So prelims start at 7, and so get there early to get a table. We never know. It could fill up at 7. It could fill up at 9. It could fill up at 10.
Right.
I don't know. Bar seats will be gone by 6 o'clock. So if you want a seat at the bar,
And what time do you guys open on Saturdays?
we open up at
11, right?
Oh wait,
One?
one. No,
One.
one. Yeah, sorry. Sundays is 11:30 with NFL football.
Right.
So
So open at 1. Get there early because it's
Always.
always packed.
It will.
And
It will fill up.
make sure it's kind of like being at the resort or the beach. You guys send somebody to get a
Yeah.
table and
Yes.
kind of go in shifts.
That's
Almost like
it.
Vegas and March Madness.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then Sunday football. And you got, I'm telling you right now, excellent Christmas drink menu.
Yeah.
3 for 3 for me.
Well,
2 last year and two
this year too. Yeah,
Yeah.
1, 2. So the Cosmo, it was the Cosmo. What was the name of it for the folks that come in to order it?
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas Cosmo.
Okay, and then the all I want for Christmas is a glazed donut.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, bang.
Nailed
bing.
it.
Yeah,
There it
knocked
is.
it out.
got
And,
it.
and for technicality, Nick, it's actually been 3. This is 1 times 2.
Yeah.
And then that's 3.
We did bring the same.
Okay,
We did bring the
okay,
same one.
That's fine. That's fine. That's
I know,
fine.
I heard
You
it
didn't
too, and I was
have
like,
to
nope.
defend him.
Just
It was
to get
simple
you-
math.
yeah,
Eden
yeah,
Prairie.
Yeah.
The
yeah,
pride.
just to let you
The
know.
pride
But
of
it's
Eden Prairie,
excellent.
Minnesota.
It makes me want to go in and do the other way, get the other 8 drinks, Nick.
Yeah.
There it
1
is.
plus 2.
I think you
So
might
we
have
get-
to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pius the 10th over here.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Send
Appreciate
us
you
away.
guys stopping in. Always bringing in good stuff. And you know what Austin says that you guys made up for it.
Good.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry he's missing out.
Yeah.
Well, he's got. Well, I'm sure about right now. Austin would probably rather be in here drinking with us.
He might
be
I'm
a cocktail
sure.
right now.
He said he's itching to get back to work. That
Yeah.
means he ain't sleeping at all.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
UFC Saturday, Upside Bar and Lounge. Get there. 1 o'clock doors open. Probably go all the way till well after 1 o'clock, and then obviously Sunday football open at 11:30.
Sundays we do
Yeah.
taco bars.
Taco
$7
bars.
all you can eat
$7.
taco bar
And
all
next
day.
Saturday it is the libation teaching class, right?
Yeah.
Christmas style.
Yep.
So Jay
Pretty fun.
Foreman, Nick Sainer, Upside. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Mo's Moving is now Mo's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Mike Smith, founder of The Bay. Join me every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for your weekly Disrupt, where me and local misfits will interrupt your drive time with this week's most interesting stories in sports, entrepreneurship, and culture. So tune in to your weekly Disrupt every Tuesday afternoon on 93.7 The Ticket, where disruption is just a phone call away.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies, the light breeze, and an afternoon high around 23. Tonight, mainly clear skies, continued breeze, the low around 20. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with a light wind, pretty warmer. The afternoon high near 38. I'm meteorologist Kyle Bucky for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, Nick Sainer, my man Mike.
Get up on the mic.
The O.
I'm just here with my boy,
AKA the
Jay.
Juggernaut. But before we get into it, we want to thank Upside Bar and Lounge for coming in, bring great drinks, and obviously they got UFC. They open at 1 o'clock Saturday and 11:30 on Sunday. That's always packed, and they have a lot of great karaoke events. Christmas all December Christmas events. So get on their website. Elena and Hannah do a really good job. Now these two, this is a great time that I actually got to play ref between Nick Sainer and the Juggernaut over here. But we got my man Mike, owner of Liquid Assets, great guy. Welcome. Going to be hosting tomorrow, me and Nick, plus a lot of more important people, and they got Nebraska Greats Foundation going to be putting on an event. But more importantly, though, Mike, before Nick starts, ribbing you a little bit, we know that you obviously own a financial services company, but now you have at least part or majority ownership in Liquid Assets. How did that happen?
A lot of bad decisions just circled into one.
We gotta get you to
Get him up to the mic. I tried telling him, Jay, you got to tell him.
Well,
you listen to me, not you. He's coachable. You just don't know how to coach.
I just can't stand talking to little Jake over there and letting him tell me what to do. But no, actually, yes. You own a financial planning company with a business partner of mine called Alpha Wealth Advisors. And that's something I've done for 23 years. And that firm wasn't exactly where I started or anything. We kind of created that about 6-7 years ago. But that's where my career is, my entire professional life, so to speak.
Right.
Me and a very, very good friend of mine, who's also a business partner of mine in the consulting side of things, named Todd Eicher, about 3-4 years ago, could not find a sports bar that we like to watch March Madness on the Sweet 16 weekend one time. And so,
that'll do it.
Yep. And that just pissed us off enough that we decided, hey, you know what? At some point in time, we're going to buy a sports bar, do it the right way. And by gosh, we did. And we did it our way. Not saying that was the smartest decision to guys that are considered pretty financially smart made, but at the end of the day, we built it the way we wanted it to. A lot of credit to my wife, who's our GM. Our staff there, they've taken the brunt of it and really built it to what it is. And Todd and I just kind of had a vision and idea, and it worked.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. We were out there when you guys after your soft launch, but your first kind of first week open. Me, myself, in Austin, and I'm gonna tell you, man. And this is not just because you're here, but when you go out there, Liquid Assets is that it's very. I think the vibe in the space is big for me. When you want to watch a game, you don't want to watch a game and felt like you're crowded. You can spread out, tons of TVs, great service, great food. You guys have done a really good job. So, I mean, that's the honest to God truth. And it's, very well run from my aspect, but I like the sports bar vibe. Great people too. Just where you don't have to worry about riffraff. You just know you can go in there, you can be there all day and watch a ton of football or basketball, whatever you want to watch.
No, couldn't agree more. We have every sports channel known to man. I think at one point I was looking through the channels we had, and I should never be allowed to touch technology, by the way, but for some reason they gave me the iPad to look at channels. We could watch cricket at 3 a.m. if we wanted to, guys.
Yeah.
So, if you have, degenerates like little Jake over there, or Nick, whatever you want to call him, you have riffraff like that. Let's come in and gamble on stuff like that. We could do that too if we wanted to. But
here's the thing, Mike, you and I, we sweated out the Nebraska basketball game against Kansas State there. And I think you and I were the two loudest people. And by sweat out, I just mean we wanted Nebraska to win. Like we didn't, there was no investment there. It was, we just wanted Nebraska to win. And it was a really great spot. And it's one of those things to where you have the massive TV, obviously, that is over the sound system. But then if you, like a lot of just diehard sports fans, like we all are, want to watch different channels, all you got to do is just talk to one of you guys. And you're more than happy to put anything on as long as it's sports.
That's the upside is literally about not even a mile from us, and their vibe's different than ours. So that's kind of one thing
Absolutely.
that we did. We're nothing but sports all the time. And to your point of that game, we had people standing and cheering. Sty was there. I mean, that was great. Everybody was going nuts because you just get that more of a, if you want to, like, garage, sitting in a garage watching it with your buddies type vibe. So that's kind of what we went for. And like I said, it works for us.
There's a little outdoor patio as well.
Yes, there is. And the best part about that is I'm a cigar guy. I enjoy, you guys know that. I play golf with you guys a lot. You always see me with a stick in my mouth when we're playing. But I got a couple,
Super
yeah,
pause.
watch it.
I wasn't expecting dump button on that one.
Walked right into that. But regardless, I got a group of a couple older guys that kind of retired and things. They come in a couple times a week and go sit out on the patio, have cigars, just tell stories. So it's kind of a neighborhood vibe.
You got
too,
heaters.
So. Yeah, yes,
That's
we
the
do.
big part.
We have heaters. They wouldn't work today, but normally they would.
I was going to ask you, I think, where your location is, and, you're kind of surrounded by, obviously neighborhoods, and they're easy to get to. How's it been kind of recreating that neighborhood kind of local vibe and local kind of obviously resident vibe?
That's a great question. See, you would think guys like Jake and Nick who show up there would ask that question, but they never do. Thanks, Jay. I
That's 'cause,
appreciate that.
You know what? I actually care.
You do.
He doesn't.
How do you stand working with these guys? But no,
I'm just catching stray bullets over here.
That's what you're here for. No, I'm glad you asked that, because that was kind of the thing, because that location has been different things in the past. I mean, it's always been some sort of bar or restaurant the last 20 some years, but just different cultures and things with that. The last owner had it. Had a lot of bands and things and type events like that. Still does in the bars he owns downtown. But that being said, we wanted to recreate that into what we did. And it's taken a little bit of while, because we bought it in January, opened it in March, right in time for March Madness. And I think people right away started getting that idea of, oh, hey, this isn't going to be what it used to be, because they walked in and they saw an extra 20 TVs and extra, 10 taps that we added to it. So we got like 23 or plus now, and just a different setup than it was before. And now that we have that, we have Rick and Marsha. If you guys are listening, I tell you hi, because we call them Ma and Pa. They're in every day.
Mm-hmm.
We have the regulars in every day. It's becoming a little bit more like the Cheers vibes. Everybody knows who's everybody's in there. So that's what we've done.
You better get staffed up, because now it's bowl season. So now once we get to next week, there's going to be a bowl on for the next month or two. For the next 20 some days, and it's really impressive out there.
Let's talk about the event tomorrow. We're excited for it. We're going to be broadcasting live from Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill, basically 27th and Yankee Hill. I think it's 27th and was it Jamie Lane officially? Right behind. You can't miss the signage. It's in right by our other friends, Honda of Lincoln. Shout out to them. But other than that, I mean, we're going to be out there 3 to 6 tomorrow. Jay and I, in partnership with the Nebraska Greats Foundation. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of former Huskers, former athletes there, even former legendary coaches. Frank Solich is going to be in attendance as well. Talk about this don't get me wrong, this is an invite for people to come on down, hang out, not only see the space, but also learn more about how great Nebraska Greats Foundation is for not just former Huskers, but former athletes from the state of Nebraska.
I'm glad you said that too, because when I first learned about this foundation was a couple years ago, and they told me Nebraska Greats Foundation. I'm like, oh, great. It's some Hall of Fame for, guys like Jay, guys like who played football or, Pikowski basketball, whatever. This is just another thing that they're, parading guys around. That couldn't be further from what it actually is. So I got to know it from Sty actually introduced me to a good friend of mine now who I actually do a lot of business with named Brett Wetton. Guy's the size of a freight train, but the nicest man on the face of the planet. And Brett and I became close, and he introduced me to the Nebraska Greats Foundation. So Monty Kratzenstein, I know you guys had him in a couple times this week discussing this too, started explaining to me what this really was. And I'm like, this is something that how in the world no one knows about it? Because I'm like, through Alpha Wealth Advisors, we donate to a lot of different foundations to, the Get Her Done one, the Teammates one, the Team Jack, all those. And I'm like, how did we never know about this? And so started talking to them, and they brought me out golfing at Los Reyes. That's when I played with your boy, Chris Brown, which, by the way, you don't want that smoke. Do not play golf against him. You will lose.
I don't need to worry about that.
that guy can play.
That's a you thing.
But Chris and Eric were there, and then, Monty and all them, and they started talking. They're like, the thing is that's the problem is we don't get enough notarization. We don't get enough out there. And there's so many different things that people can donate to. It's just hard to kind of find our niche there. And so I started talking to him. I'm like, well, the thing I would do is probably bring in the 93.7 The Ticket guys. If you guys want this to be known in Lincoln, or if you're talking about the sports radio station, there's one, and it's you guys. So, and then obviously with AD and Jay, who obviously have connections to sports and things like that through the university, it's like, get involved with it. So we had a conversation about it and said, okay, if we're going to spread the word about what this is, what it does, and what it really means to people, then we need to do it with you guys. And so that's kind of how the conversation started. And I couldn't be happier that they wanted to have me help and get involved with it. And I was lucky enough that now I own a bar, obviously. I'm like, hey, guess what? We can throw it there. So just kind of made it all come together. And, we're looking forward to seeing all the new people that just want to come in and get autographs from these Husker legends and anybody else that's there, just to find out about what this organization is, what it does, what it means to people, and how it's really affected the lives of former athletes, from anybody who's Hastings College, Shattern, Nebraska Wesleyan, Wayne State. It's not just Huskers. It's not just Creighton. It's any student athlete in the history of this state that if they need help, that's what it's there for. So I don't want to bring up examples because I can't speak to them that much, but you think about some former athletes that maybe have passed away recently, or maybe had struggles with some health, or maybe have struggle with mental health, which is a big thing, or maybe even just a psychiatric thing, or friends or something, because it's different. Jay, you can speak to this way better than I ever can. When you're on that level with the pride that you have as a man, if something goes bad, it's not the easiest thing to reach out to somebody. And this organization can do it anonymously and reach out to those people and help, not just financially, but in a lot of ways to make these guys, help get through hard times.
Yeah, they do really, a lot of good work, and it's really good, for the event to bring more notoriety on a broader base, especially here in Lincoln. And obviously, we have listeners all across the state. So obviously, hopefully, we can continue to help them raise money. I know for a fact, a good friend of mine, Larry Florence, who unfortunately passed away from cancer, they were there for him, and obviously, probably pretty much knew the outcome before they reached out to help him. And but there was still, something they did. So they do it for the right reasons. They got good people. I know Brett and Monte, they do a really good job with it, and along with their support staff and everybody along with it. So I'm excited. Not only, obviously, every time I get to see Coach Solich is great, and Eric Crouch and all that, but more importantly, just to see, for them to be highlighted of the great work that they've been able to do. Because it's not easy work. You got to go out and try to raise money. And then you got to make sure, then you got to siphon through maybe 10 people that are all in need, and you got to make a choice. And then you got to obviously, stick behind your word. And they've done all that. And, I know Monty's came on here recently and kind of streamlined things and changed their marketing and stuff to try to help. And it looked like it's doing really well. And so tomorrow is just part of the process of what they've been doing to really bring a lot of notoriety. And then obviously some funds to help people all across the state. And I like it also that they spread it around. I think there 16 state colleges in Nebraska. I think it's 16, right? So every college that in Nebraska or athlete that, the state college doesn't have to feel like they're not included. Everybody's included. And that's I think it's a very, very good idea of doing that as well.
That's the thing, guys. And once again, we're joined by Mike Ostika, owner of not only Alpha Wealth Advisors, but also Liquid Assets Sports Bar over on 27th Yankee Hill. Jay and I will be there. The rest of the ticket crew will also be in attendance there. Tomorrow from 3 to 6 p.m. We'll be broadcasting Old School live from the bar. They got a great stage, great area for us to be broadcasting live from, and they put on a lot of really good events as well. But tomorrow, a lot of people might be listening and go, okay, I donate. I don't have the ability to right now, and that's okay. Tomorrow, sure, right? Funds are always greatly appreciated, but tomorrow it's a lot of about awareness, and I think that's one of the things that I'm really going to preach tomorrow. When I'm just talking to people and when we're on the air, Jay, is like there's so much just awareness that can be given, because maybe you can't donate now. Maybe you can't do it in next year. Nebraska Greats is going to be around. Yeah, like it's not going anywhere. And so it's a situation as to if you need, or if you just want to learn more about it and be in the presence of some really influential folks that have shaped Nebraska athletics over the last 20, 30 years. Tomorrow's the place to be. Tomorrow's the place to be in a really cool environment. There's going to be a lot of really cool conversations and inspiring conversations, because we're going to have a lot of stories. And Mike, you mentioned it, like we can't speak on it as well as they can, but Monty and Brett and all those guys that are heavily involved in it certainly can. And they're going to be willing to share. And there's going to be a lot of knowledge gained from not only listeners listening on our multiple platforms, but those in the building, on just what they can do, what they need to know, and who Nebraska Greats is.
Yeah, I think it's more of a celebration of what they've done so far, and then a continue, with that, after, and so it's a look-see, but then it's a celebration of what they've done. And obviously I think it's really cool, obviously with Coach Solich and Eric and everybody else will be out there. And obviously I think Farley said he's going to be out there. So you'll be able to, meet a lot of, my former colleagues and teammates and obviously coaches, but then also hear some stories. And then obviously, Monty and Brett will knock it out the park when they're on the air as well. And I'm sure they'll bring some people with them. So, be there. We'll be there from 3 to 6. You can get there before 3. Trust me, it'll be open over there at Liquid Assets. Come one, come all. It's Friday, so make sure that you get off early.
Well, and make sure you stay because I know Mike's gonna have volleyball on at night. And obviously Jalen has a show on our station every Tuesday evening. We're all gonna be cheering on the Huskers tomorrow night at Liquid Assets, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Mike will probably be cheering loudest out of all.
Jeez. All right, little Jake. That's enough.
It'll be a good Friday. A great Friday,
100%.
like always. Yeah, especially out there at Liquid Assets.
No, I appreciate you guys saying that. And, Nick, to your point, tomorrow is not about, please give money. Yes, it's always welcome to it. But, maybe you come and you learn about it. And you go, man, I know somebody who maybe can use this help from somewhere else. Or, somebody who might be interested in the organization. Just, swing by, say hi, get to meet some people, learn a little bit. It's no obligation on any of that. That's why we wanted it open to everybody to come and learn a little bit. So appreciate you guys coming out and helping out with that too.
Yeah, anytime, man. I mean, when you do it for the right reasons and they're good people, I think I always try to be there when I can. So appreciate you hosting. We're gonna have a great time tomorrow. And one more question before we go is how have you came to terms with your new nickname of the Juggernaut?
You just made that up today, didn't you?
Yeah,
on air.
You know what? I got to say, Jay, it's it's
you.
very humbling that you say that because coming from you and the amount of respect I have for you, it actually means a lot. And
the
fact that you understand greatness when it's in your presence and you can respect that,
like
it's perfect.
Man.
It doesn't beat the new nickname Jake Jr. or Little Jake that we got for Nick today. But you know what? I'll go
just for today.
I'll go ahead.
Because guess what? Right now I can't hop over the table and as AD always says throw punch you. But here we go. There's going to be a time.
I love it, gentlemen. This has been fun. We should do this more often.
I don't think we should.
Old School tomorrow, Liquid Assets, 27th and Jamie Lane. You'll see the signage. You'll see, obviously, a lot of people packing the parking lot. Get there before 3 because we start at 3. Be able to meet everybody that's on the marketing material. But more importantly, we'll see you tomorrow. We're going to take a quick break. Jay Foreman, Mike, Nick Sander will be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals, and get your lift on with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey guys, it's Nick. Join Aaron Davis and I next Monday from 9 to 11 a.m. as we broadcast The Drive live from the Lincoln Children's Museum. The museum is getting ready to unveil a brand new exhibit for children 8 to 12 years old on Saturday, December 13th, but we give you a sneak peek on Monday from 9 to 11 a.m. as we broadcast The Drive live from the Lincoln Children's Museum in downtown Lincoln. Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com.
And now, introducing the starting lineup of your Nebraska Huskers. Starring Allo Fiber. At number 1, Allo Internet. At number 2, no satellite dish required. DirecTV through Allo. And at number 3, Allo Mobile. Allo Fiber, the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of Husker Nation. Level up your game and go to allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Hey guys, Nick Stannard here. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday, December 5th for a special edition of Old School from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill. We're raising awareness and funds for the Nebraska Greats Foundation, and we'll have many former Husker greats in attendance to promote as well. That's Old School this Friday at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane, sponsored by Alpha Wealth Advisors.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jay Foreman, Nick Stannard, we're back Old School. Packed day, man. This is like kind of 15 million people coming in. Had Kevin Meyer, Coach and Bottle, had Upside, Elena and Hannah, and then obviously we have my man Magic Mike, a.k.a. the Juggernaut from Liquid Assets. We can't wait to 27th and Jamie Lane tomorrow. Old School will be out there 3 to 6. Plenty of former Huskers, Husker coaches, greats, and then obviously the Nebraska Greats Foundation is putting on an event to bring some notoriety to their foundation, and obviously Liquid Assets is hosting it. So looking forward to tomorrow. Obviously cap off another great week, and there's nothing better. He'll have sports on all day, every day, and then obviously volleyball will be playing tomorrow night as well. So onward, upward.
Yeah, I really enjoy. I mean, this is just a personal preference and opinion. Even if you can't make it tomorrow for the event from 3 to 6 p.m., I highly recommend checking out Liquid Assets just as it is.
Yeah.
It's a really cool spot. I really enjoy sitting there. It's a newer spot, very clean. Which whether it's a sports bar, whether it's anywhere, cleanliness matters, and it's a very clean place. Staff is phenomenal. Brendan and the guys, yeah, food is delicious. And if you knew where they got the chefs from, you would understand why it's so good.
Yeah.
But those two guys, Todd and Mike and all of them, owners of Liquid Assets, have really invested a lot of time, effort, energy, and funds into making that place not only a great spot to watch sports, but also an appropriate spot for families, and it's a great sports bar to go and check out, and highly recommend.
Yeah, it's first class over there, so it'll be good to get back out there again tomorrow. With that being said, Nick, we'll jump on into a little bit of professional basketball, and it has a little bit of a tie-in of a former Husker, Tyronn Lue.
Yeah. CP3, baby.
So, it's a history there now of him doing this. Now, you know this, right?
Yeah.
So, if you haven't heard, Chris Paul was sent home. Obviously, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. And he was, having a last, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Last hurrah with the, obviously LA Clippers. And obviously they had Lob City out there when, they were really, really good. And obviously, Chris Paul came there from original New Orleans Hornets at the time, traded out there. And, obviously he's the first ballot Hall of Famer. And, this is last year in the NBA.
Yeah.
And the Clippers are struggling a little bit. And somehow, some way, now they're trying to say it's was it Lawrence? What's the guy? Lawrence, the GM. He used to be the coach of the Nets. Say it's him and Tyronn Lue. This is the third time they've done it. So they did that. They did it. They've done it with John Wall, who never played again.
That's right.
Who actually went to Houston, and then Houston kind of sent him home. But they communicated that with him. They took his contract over.
Yeah.
So they did it with John Wall, and then he did it with Rajon Rondo, Tyronn Lue.
Yep.
And then now the guy that actually, when you look at the previous two, Chris Paul's in another stratosphere. First ballot Hall of Famer, Olympic champion, point guard extraordinaire, and you send him home with no good outcome.
It's funny because you mentioned like those other two guys, and then it's like in a different conversation, it's Chris Paul. That I certainly don't agree with a lot of the stuff that Draymond Green talks about. But that was the point that Draymond said on some podcast. He was like, look, if that can happen to CP3, imagine the possibilities and things that can happen to the rest of the NBA, right? And so, I mean, what's the outcome here, Jay? Like what?
There is none. The damage is done.
Yeah. No repercussions.
No repercussions. I mean, just a bad
business.
Bad business, bad rap. It's the way the LA Clippers have done business since I remember.
Yeah.
And they've had really good players, and heck, Eric Piakowski has been out there. He'll probably tell you some stories about what they did or didn't do that was probably upstanding as far as an organization. But when you cut a veteran player like that, without him asking for his release, and you got he can still play.
Yeah.
And you have a habit of doing it. Now it's not most likely all T. Lue's fault. He's involved. And I'm sure the GM's involved, but it's obviously bad business. It's something that, I listened to DeMarcus Cousins on a podcast, and he just went down through it that's what that organization and those, unfortunately the coach and GM is known for. Now that might not be true. I have a lot of respect for T. Lue, but obviously things have obviously changed. He was a veteran at times, so you expect him to know. The players that have been established and been a player, you probably would not like to be sent home in your last season, because most likely, I don't know all the NBA rules. Chris Paul might not get picked up. You got to think he was playing one more year. He was probably trying to provide some leadership, locker room presence, so forth and so on. That's why you got him. You got James Harden. James Harden came out and spoke. He was shocked.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard didn't know anything about it. He's shocked. Maybe they're doing it maybe to get shockwaves through the locker room. There's another way you can do it.
I was just going to say that there are countless ways that you can say, we gotta shape this up without cutting one of the
franchise great.
Yeah.
If not
one of the best point guards of all time.
One of the best point guards of all time. Definitely in the last 20, 25 years.
Oh my gosh.
Iconic figure.
Yeah.
For the Clippers. And you got to think, you're the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you could talk about the ownership, and obviously that was the issue. Then you have Ballmer, who's a new owner and done really a lot of energy. But then he had given Kawhi like $50 million through a shell company.
Yeah.
And he got duped. Numerous stuff that you've done with Rondo and obviously John Wall. CP3 is in another stratosphere, and you're not doing well. It's on top of the gambling and stuff like that with the NBA. Adam Silver has more faxes and memos on his desk of stupid in his league that he probably ever thought before the season started.
Well, and really on top of all of that, I don't know, Jay, maybe I'm it's just because we are in the market we are in that there's not really an NBA team close by.
Right.
but it doesn't really feel like people really focus on the NBA or really talk about it until after Christmas.
After Christmas.
Like it's usually Christmas Day is like, all right, the marquee games on Christmas Day. But now you have the NFL that's taken over
so it's the day
Christmas
after
Day.
Christmas,
So it's the day after Christmas type of thing. And so
the closest,
like they have a couple of weeks here to really try to reorganize things and change their image, because I would imagine that even in professional markets, because a lot of times if you have an NBA team, you're going to have an NFL team in or around that market. And so it's a matter of how can you, the additional eyes that are on you as the calendar turns over to 2026, what is their initial image of you? What is your image for those additional eyes? Because if it is this right now, then you're in a really sticky situation.
You're going to lose viewership. You're going to lose your brand, presence. And you got to think the best team in the NBA is OKC, and they're not in the big market. So
we saw that with the NBA Finals last year.
So you got to think now you got Giannis wanting to leave. He's a little hurt. And, was Chris Middleton, if you're a Milwaukee Bucks fan, it was kind of the thing when they sent him off and to the Washington Bullets or Wizards. Here's what it would be like. Kevin Garnett was on the last leg of his career. He signed back with the Timberwolves. He is the best player to play for the Minnesota Timberwolves up to this day. And Anthony Edwards is trying to pass him.
Yeah.
And he went back his last year to kind of with CP3. Pay back to your great superstar when going through some lean times, provide locker room presence, leadership, X, Y, and Z. He finished the season. He left a mark in that locker room. The Clippers dropped the ball. And, the NBA has got about 2 weeks to get it together. And who knows what, it's just not a good look. And everybody knows it. Players that can be more vocal now, probably a little disappointed. But at the end of the day, the decision is done. You can't bring them back now and say we made a mistake. You made a decision, the wrong decision. Every time somebody takes over an organization, or if you're trying to get everybody's attention in the locker room, football, I've seen it. Sometimes somebody gets cut, even after a win. Not like that. That'd be the equivalent of when we were struggling at some point in time in Buffalo, that you cut like Thurman Thomas or Andre Reed.
How do you
or Bruce Smith?
How do you go about having the conversation about the commissioner? Because in the end, the guy that tries that keeps all the guardrails, or at least the face of it, is the commissioner, right? And how do you go about having those conversations about
getting him back on
track, or moving on?
Yeah, you're as an ownership group, you're probably, because he works for the owners.
Yeah,
and he has a good relationship with the players.
He does.
You're gonna have to, as much as the owners are gonna be like, we got to get these players under control, gambling and all the off the court stuff. Okay, that's fine. But we got to get your business in line with the Clippers, your shell companies, right? And then now this. You're 2 for 2 Clippers. So all you guys got to get it together. Even with the sale of the Lakers, that was kind of a little shady at best. So, you got to get it together.
Interesting Thursday night football game. We got 45 seconds left. Interesting Thursday night football game tonight. Cowboys, Lions. Lions need it. They're on the outside looking into the playoffs right now.
Cowboys.
But so do the Cowboys. And the Cowboys coming off that big emotional Thanksgiving win against Kansas City, like another chance for them to prove that they are real.
Yeah. I think
who do you got?
The Cowboys on a regular year, I would pick the Lions. I think the Cowboys have the Lions right for the picking. Right
I do
now.
too.
The offense is humming and the defense is better.
Yeah. Can George Pickens continue it? CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra is hurt a little bit.
And Arnold is out for the year.
Yeah.
So, Lions like to play man-to-man. Dak is probably going to have his feast.
There you go.
Underdog or bust. Jay Foreman, Nick Sainer. We'll holler at you tomorrow.
Hey guys, it's Nick. Join Aaron Davis and I next Monday from 9 to 11 a.m. as we broadcast The Drive live from the Lincoln Children's Museum. The museum is getting ready to unveil a brand new exhibit